to the Big Fat Quiz of the Year, a show that does for 2012 exactly what the Mayans said would happen. The rules are simple. Each team member or tribute must leave their home district, travel to the capital and fight to the death with their weapon of choice. Hang on, sorry, I'm thinking of Hunger Games. What we're doing is a pub quiz. Let's meet our teams. Our first guests are blessed with being incredible writers, actors and comedians. But do they brag about it? Yes, constantly. It's Jack Whitehall and James Corden. Next up, this year, Jonathan asked to be sat with a young, hot, sexy blonde, and we gave him exactly what he asked for. It's Jonathan Ross and Russell Howard. And finally, it's the smart, sexy and sporty Gabby Logan, and next to her, the nervous, sweaty and intimidated Richard Iadi. So, James, you're looking...
As we should.
No. It's a black tie event.
That's what we were invited to.
So we're not the ones that look dicks here.
Yeah.
Jack, you've had a good year. King of comedy this year.
Yeah.
Come on, King of comedy.
Yeah.
James, now you've had an incredible year. You spent a lot of it in New York, winning Tony Awards.
Oh, just one. It wasn't plural. Yeah. Yes.
And then another thing happened in 2012. James got married.
Yeah.
Come on. You've had a brilliant year. Russell and Jonathan, presumably you fancy your chances this evening, right?
We are here to win, and I don't see anyone here who can really stand in our way, I'll be honest with you.
Well, Russell, you know everything that's happened in the way of good news, but if anything bad, there's a question on that.
I think it's not bad, yeah. I know all the good stuff that happened this year.
Look how muscular Russell has become. What? He's like Madonna's dream date now, look at that. Although she wouldn't know whether to sleep with him or adopt him.
I mean,
Magnificent specimen.
You have got the guns now. You've got
probably
the guns.
the wrong colour for Madonna to adopt, I would have thought.
Yeah, you don't look fair trade.
Yeah, exactly.
Jonathan, now last year you spent the whole year writing comic books. Anything more geeky this year?
Well, yeah, I've made a game. I've been working on an iPad game, an iPhone game with my son and various other people. We have a game out.
What's the game called?
It's called Catcha Aliens.
Catcha Aliens. Can I just
No,
confirm...
it's not called Catcha. It's called Catcha Aliens.
Catcha Aliens.
Is it like Mexican?
Yeah.
No, it's not Mexican. But there are some cactus people who run away from you and they do say hasta la fuego.
That's Mexican!
It's not a Mexican game.
Yeah, well, it clearly is. Jonathan has created a game for the Mexican people, and it's about catching aliens, and they go, "Come on, vámonos!" And there's cactuses. Unfortunately, it's great, but don't try and download it because you can only get it in Mexico. That's what you're trying to say, right?
I'm going to ban it in Mexico just to prove a point to you.
It's available for 50 pesos.
So, Gabby, presumably you've had an incredible year, have you?
Highlight of which was probably the Olympic Games.
Well, you were all over the Olympic Games. You were there every night.
Loved it. Yeah, it was amazing. Not without its moments, but, you know, generally, I loved it.
Richard, you've had an incredible year as well. You went to Hollywood and starred in a film with Ben Stiller.
I didn't. I went to Atlanta and did one of the least well-regarded films of all time. And then spent a lot of time filming something in an underground gun range in Wokingham. This is going to be an opportunity for me to catch up.
So did you not see any of the Olympics?
No.
Did you see MasterChef?
No.
Did you see the Great British Bake Off?
No.
Take me out?
Take me out, I make time for taking.
Yeah.
Right, the first round is all about the biggest news headlines of the year. Let's remind ourselves of what happened. In 2012, we had the wettest summer on record, thanks to 50 Shades of Grey. Britain went back into recession, so it's a great relief that we didn't piss all our money away on a giant sports day and a big party for an old lady. Bob Diamond resigned from Barclays after the LIBOR rigging scandal. It's the worst thing to happen to British banking since the Halifax ad, where the staff had their own radio show. Of course, it wouldn't be a quiz without questions. Eyes down, everyone. Round one. OK. All about the headlines of the year. OK, the Levinson inquiry revealed that David Cameron was regularly texting Rebecca Brooks. But what was he talking about when he wrote, "It was fast, unpredictable, hard to control, but fun"? Jack looks quietly confident over there.
Quietly, loudly, on the face. Very good.
You know what? I like looking down there because this is what quiz shows were like on TV in the 50s.
It does, yeah. It looks like Ask the Family. OK. If you've seen the Big Fat Quiz before, you'll know that every year the children of Mitchellbrook Primary School in Neasden put on an unconventional school play for us. What news story are they acting out here? Take a look.
Thank you for being in charge for a long time. Here's the ball to say thank you. Yes! Congratulations, Mom. Thank you. I'm cold. I'm wet. Let's go. I've written a song for you. La la la, sing, sing, sing. La la la, sing, sing, sing. Obladi, oblada. Oh, no!
What's not to like? So what news story were they talking about there? For our next question, it's over to Gerard Butler.
Hi, Jimmy. So my question is, back in January, politicians like David Cameron, Ed Balls, David Miliband were falling over themselves to declare their love for hot-baked snacks. But can the teams tell me why?
Sorry, I didn't hear a word of that. I was just lost in his eyes.
He should be a politician. As soon as he started putting with, hey, Jimmy, you think if he wanted to raise taxes, you'd go with it. Well, not you personally, but I mean, if he did, people would, wouldn't they?
Yeah, he's a stunning-looking man.
He's got an amazing voice. That voice is beautiful.
Oh,
Beautiful. What a beautiful
That's like
man.
someone holding your head down and making love to your ear wearing a condom made of velvet.
In the US election campaign, what incident led to the formation of the campaign group Dogs Against Romney?
Oh, we said it. What incident I know is.
Oh, OK. So in the US election campaign, which incident led to the formation of the campaign group Dogs Against Romney?
Right.
And to finish the round off in an appropriately Gangnam style, here's K-pop superstar Psy.
Yes.
Hello, Jimmy. My video for Gangnam Style became a worldwide sensation this year after over 700 million people watched it on YouTube. But what did Spanish pensioner Cecilia Jimenez do this year to earn international fame?
Is that not me 2 years ago? OK, so Psy wants to know how Spanish pensioner Cecilia Jimenez found international notoriety. All right, so should we go straight to the answers?
Yeah.
Yep.
We've got the correct answers as well, Jimmy Carr, so...
We have 5 points in the bag, I think you'll find.
Yes, sir.
Well done, you. OK. I asked you what David Cameron was referring to when he texted Rebecca Brooks saying it was fast, unpredictable, hard to control, but fun. What did you put?
E.
E.
Wouldn't that be a lovely image, though? Cameron just off his box on E. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
OK, Russell, Jonathan, what have you got?
We went for his prostate exam.
Yeah. Have you had one, Jimmy?
I had... well, I'll tell you what's embarrassing when you get an erection during a prostate exam and they realise you're not a real doctor. Richard and Gabby, you're our last hope on this question.
We went for a horse.
Horse. Well,
Ketamine. Yeah,
Yes.
nice. You've got it, Logan.
Actually, that's...
Ketamine.
Why didn't we think of that?
Yeah, the old cat. Love it.
Yo, what's so hot? Fuckers wanna fire me.
OK, well, I can tell you, you are absolutely right. He was talking about riding one of Brooks's horses. They get the points. OK, we saw the children of Mitchellbrook Primary School performing a school play. What was it about?
The Queen kept her job in a recession.
She looked so bored, though, didn't she, through the entire Jubilee? Every time it cut away, she just like someone shat in her handbag. It's just like... Or she looks either bored or like she's kind of just daydreaming. She has that lovely look about her.
I wonder if I lick the back of my head, whether it tastes like a stamp.
Lick it, Philip. Tell me, you know, she's got that look.
Lick it, Philip. You can't say lick it, Philip, about the Queen.
I have a theory. She didn't sit down for the entirety of that thing, and the people were talking about that. It was the day after the night of her anniversary, and Prince Philip woke up with a urinary infection.
no.
Russell, Jonathan, what did you get for this?
We thought that was Danny Boyle's first attempt at the opening ceremony. We thought maybe he was just going to do it with the kids and go for the cute factor.
Richard and Gabby, what have you got?
Jubilee celebration.
That's right. There's nothing more subversive than sincerity, Jim.
Gerard Butler asked why politicians were falling over themselves to declare their love for hot pastry snacks.
It's to keep Scotland from going solo. They want to break away from the band and, do their own thing.
Nice.
Well, we're trying to keep them...
A lot of people are calling that independence rather than going solo.
Essentially what it is going solo. And if they do go solo, it's only going to be a matter of time before they do a Robbie Williams and come back. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
OK, so what did you put?
We put pasty tax. Pasty tax.
Pasty.
I didn't know
I'm guessing that was more Russell's answer than yours.
I didn't know what he meant by it.
People were furious. There was a pasty march. Did you see? You'd have loved it, Richard. You didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't.
It was the unhealthiest march you've ever seen in your life.
Was it a march or a wheezy shuffle?
It was a chubby conga. It was fantastic.
The pasty tax. And what did you get, Gabby and Richard?
Richard actually knew this one.
Richard knew this one?
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
All right, there's a lot of hostility, but fine. And I'm not allowed access to the pen, which is... I'm behind.
Next round, this is yours.
I don't know that that's wise.
So what did you put?
Tax on Cornish pasty?
Yes. Well, I can tell you, you're both right. It was the result of the proposed pasty tax, on which the government later did a U-turn. OK, I asked you what led to the formation of the campaign group Dogs Against Romney. What did you put?
We put that he slagged off the loose women.
OK, so you've gone for loose women. Russell and Jonathan.
He strapped his hound to a car. That's what he did.
He did what? Strapped his
dog.
A beautiful phrase.
Hound, yes, it's nice, isn't it?
He attached...
No,
he attached his dog to the roof of his car for a 10-hour car journey. And
so I was slightly mesmerised when you did that. We got the full gun show.
Dude. It was amazing.
And he said his excuse...
It's all embarrassed now.
His excuse was...
You can't wear that T-shirt, give us a slight glimpse at what the gun show looks like, and never let us get a full glimpse.
Let's just get it out of the way.
Do it.
Just show everyone what
Do
they
it.
want to see, and then we can move
do
on.
it.
Come on, let's see the right arm first.
Who wants it to...
Because what's going to happen... No. Because I'll tell you what's happening now, right? So this is happening now on telly, but I'm imagining myself at home with my family, when my dad sat there, go, fucking don't. Don't do it. And my mum,
Go on, do it for the girls.
and my granddad just go and kill me. So I'm not going to do it.
You'll notice, we didn't participate in what was... That was bullying.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's call it out. I'm not going to look at them. It was bullying. OK?
I don't see how it's bullying to say, can we have a look at your impressive biceps, please?
You know what you did. I am very anti-bullying. I bought one of those anti-bullying charity wristbands.
In school. I let someone down in school over a similar incident when I was 8, and I'm fucked if I'm letting this happen again.
Hey, Rich.
No.
Because he didn't want to see him.
A consensual gun show.
A consensual gun
We've
show!
got more quiz to get through. This show's getting out of hand. Tell me what happened to the car.
So, he tied a dog to his car for a 10-hour car journey, and when people got upset, he said, my dog likes fresh air. That was his excuse.
OK, what did you guys go for?
We went for the same thing.
I can tell you that you're absolutely right. He strapped his dog to the roof of his car, but also, this is the interesting detail, while the dog had diarrhoea. Oh. So if you're in the car behind, that's not a pleasant trip, is it?
But even your own car, because that rear wiper's going to be working overtime.
Finally, Si asked you how Spanish pensioner Cecilia Jimenez found international notoriety. Did anyone know?
Harry Styles, Wayne Rooney and Caroline Flack. She did the perfect trio. Most people have only ever had one of them individually. The majority of Britain. But she's the only one to have brought them all together.
How do we know, you may ask? I was on the camera, he was on the boom.
I can tell you that is not the exact right answer.
Bullshit!
It's not exactly...
Bullshit!
It's not what I've got on the card, James. I can't give it to you. Russell,
Bullshit!
Jonathan.
Did you date Harry Styles?
I I can confirm.
Cecilia Jimenez,
I can
I've seen
confirm that Harry Styles, if you're watching this, Harry, this is not a woman that you dated this year. What did you put for this, Richard?
Again, I ceded
Stop
control.
passing the buck. This was yours.
No, you said that, and I went, yeah. Is it right?
Well, tell us what you put.
Renovate a fresco.
That is the right... Well, that's the right answer.
Okay.
Let's have a look at the original painting. It's a beautiful old fresco, but you can see it needed work there, yes?
Yeah.
So good.
And then she did the renovation. And we can see those...
Maybe that's how he got his name. People looked at him and went, Jesus Christ!
Maybe she's Banksy.
Well, we don't know.
No.
I can't say that she definitely isn't. I can tell you, though, she did not sleep with Harry Styles. So you don't get a point, you don't get a point, you get a point then.
Yay.
There you are. So at the end of the first round, let's have a little look at the scores. Jack and James have 1 point. Russell and Jonathan have 2 points. Richard Iadi and Gabby Logan are ahead with 5 points. We're going to take a short break. See you in a bit. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz. This next round is all about sport, and what an amazing year for sport it's been. Chelsea won the Champions League after a thrilling penalty shootout. It's the most explosive climax I've seen since the end of that Talisa video. Andy Murray won the US Open. He's not only Scotland's most successful sportsman, he's also one of only 3 men in Scotland who can climb a flight of stairs without calling an ambulance. Of course, the sporting year was dominated by the Olympic and Paralympic Games. Let's remind ourselves what happened. Are you ready for
He's so
some
up to
questions?
speed now. He's so up to speed. He's got sport down.
All right, so first up, the incredible Usain Bolt.
Usain.
Hi, Jimmy. It's Usain Bolt, the fastest man in the world. And you know when I win, I love to celebrate. After the 200-meter gold that I won in London 2012, I celebrated by indulging in an artistic streak. What did I do?
He's unbelievably cool, isn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty much the man.
Brilliant.
Oh, is Richard answering?
He's got the pen.
So it's the sports one, you've given Richard the pen.
We're kind of ironic like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a difference between irony and just a bad idea. OK. Next question. Boris Johnson was ever present at the Olympics, but what unusual turn of phrase did he use to describe the women's beach volleyball teams?
Oh.
You're looking for an adjective?
Yes, a descriptive word, yes.
OK, thanks.
Well, a phrase rather than a word.
OK, great.
We could win, though, and I think I know the reason why. Because it was meant to be beach volleyball, but if you look at that beach, that is like no beach I've ever seen in the British Isles.
No.
They should have made it more British beach.
Yeah.
Pebbles, used condoms.
Capri Suns.
Capri Suns, couple of needles, maybe a tramp shouting at some seagulls. Give us home advantage. Yeah.
Next question. It's over to diving superstar Tom Daley.
Oh, Tom.
Hi, Jimmy. Tom Daley here. Now, us divers are given a separate pool to the swimmers, and that's probably a good thing, given what Michael Phelps admitted during the Olympic Games. But can your teams tell me what it was?
So, Tom wants to know, what did Michael Phelps confess to doing?
Don't be obvious, Jack.
What? I'm just being right, Gabby.
That's a curveball. Sneaky play from Logan there. Very sneaky play.
I'm going to need extra time for being dyslexic as well, Jimmy, by the way, at the end of this. I'll stay around for 20 minutes afterwards. Because that doesn't even... Those aren't even words. Why? There's a comma just floating in midair.
Could be an apostrophe. Dude.
Oh, yes, that's what it is. It's from the bottom above.
All right, next question. After being presented with a bronze medal, what was American rower Henrik Rummel forced to deny?
I'll tell you what.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So just use that one word.
I don't even know how to spell this word. Is that right, Richard? Is that how you spell it?
You don't know how to spell that word?
Yeah. If that's
She
what
does.
it is, that is how you spell it.
OK. And for our final question, it's over to Jessica Ennis. Jessica Ennis, everyone.
No.
Yes.
Hi, Jimmy. Now, I know you've all been glued to the Olympics this year, so this question should be a breeze. Can your teams name all the 7 events within the heptathlon?
Shit. Come on. Now, this, for you guys, is more of a handwriting challenge.
I'm not even going to challenge...
James
Whatever
does a
he
lot of
says,
heptathlon.
goes.
No,
Come on, Gabby, you should know these. OK. Pens down. You ready?
Yeah.
OK. Usain Bolt wanted to know how he celebrated winning the 200 metres. Did anyone remember?
Yes. How does anyone celebrate any achievement? Corden, far away.
TFI Fridays, big table,
Correct.
ranch sharing platter.
He's so right. We're talking filled, like, potato
Wedgies,
skins.
Wings, skins, bites, dips, cocktail. Thank you. Waiters come over, crazy song, fucking big cake. Go on.
No other way.
What did you get for this, Russell and Jonathan?
I think he celebrated by doing the Swedish volleyball team. Because I saw photographs, not explicit photographs, but I saw photographs of him with them, and they looked like they were having a nice time. He looked like he was having a nice time. I think it was just a mutual thing.
Well, I can tell you that after the 100 metres, he did tweet at 3 o'clock in the morning a picture of himself with the Swedish handball team.
Oh, so
This
good.
is the picture. The question was after the 200 metres, how did
Well,
he
he
celebrate?
went up, he moved up to the volleyball team. He was working his way through all the Swedish lady units.
OK, what did you get for this, Richard and Gabby, the split personality team?
You said artistic, so I put tapestry.
You think he celebrated by doing a tapestry?
Did he?
No, he did not do a tapestry.
OK, then I
That
was
would be
wrong.
a beautiful thing, wouldn't it? And imagine how quickly he'd finish it.
With Usain Bolt, one thing I think, an idea, right? You know that horse Frankel, fastest racehorse in the world? It's retired now and it's been put out to stud. Its juice is going at 100 grand a pop. Usain Bolt, fastest man on the planet. They should start milking that man's penis and selling that stuff off, because he could rake it in. My sister, for example, her boyfriend Archie, completely physically inept. I would pay good money to have him tup her. See my sister. Molly, if you're watching, I'm going to get it sorted.
Do you plan to race your nephew?
I think Frankel's sperm is more like 2 million.
2 million?
100,000, yeah.
For that money, it must be delicious.
OK, Gabby.
Yes.
Gabby, what was your answer?
I put photography.
Photography. That is the right answer. When Usain Bolt won the 200 metres, what he did is he stole a camera from one of the photographers and he started taking
When you
pictures.
say stole it, he didn't actually run off with it, did he?
Well, if he
did
had,
give
he
it
would have
back.
got away with it. He's bloody quick. You got the photos here. Just took some lovely photos.
He should have put it on Instagram, made it all sepia, made it like the original London Olympics.
OK, I asked you what choice turn of phrase did Boris Johnson use to describe the women's beach volleyball teams?
Rancid.
Gabby, what did you get?
I said wet beasts.
Wet beasts. James and Jack.
We've got Jolly Volley Volleyball. Did you see the bloody Jolly Volley Volleyball?
Did you see the bloody Jolly
Absolutely
volleyball?
bloody brilliant. I went down and watched the bloody Jolly Volley Volleyball. Absolutely brilliant.
OK, Russell, Jonathan, what have you got?
Well, this is Russell, but because it's like sort of porn for cowards, isn't it? The beach volleyball.
Starter porn.
I know the answer. He said that they were glistening like wet otters. Like, only he could say that, and it sounds like if you say that in a Cockney accent, that sounds horrendous, doesn't it? You're glistening like a wet otter. Boris, glistening like a wet otter.
Well, that is exactly his words. That's exactly what he said.
Glistening like a wet otter.
Tom Daly asked you what Michael Phelps confessed to doing. What do you think it was?
It's on his period.
On his period. Is he trying to get out of one of the races?
the only way you get out of
It's the
swimming.
only way you can get out of swimming is if you're on your period. So he did it. He had a note from his mum saying he was on his period, and then he got off one of the swimming races.
Well, it's a great answer, but weirdly, that is not right.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Russell, Jonathan, what did you put?
We thought he must have the obvious that he'd peed in the water.
Nice. What did you get for this?
OK. That they sanctify the water and he's an agnostic. It's not like he's completely uncomfortable with it, but he just doesn't want it forced on him.
Gabby, over to you for this.
I put pee.
I can tell you that's exactly the right answer. He admitted that he peed in the pool.
Yeah, fair enough.
There you go. I wonder... OK, I asked you what American rower Henrik Rummel was forced to deny. What did you think?
Did he put his medal on eBay?
Richard, Gabby, what did you put?
That he'd had a breast reduction.
Oh, it's such a good answer. I'm afraid it's not the right answer.
Oh.
He did not have a...
But he did say, didn't he, that he didn't have an erection?
Was that the word you didn't know how to spell?
Yeah, I didn't know whether it was 2 R's or not.
I don't know where to go with that. What have you got for this, Russell, Jonathan?
Jonathan? We thought he got an erection. We thought it was on display.
Well, I can tell you that you guys are right. He was forced to deny having an erection whilst receiving his bronze medal. Let's have a look. Judge for yourselves.
See, there you go.
Wow.
It's not like he's hanging the medal off it.
Can you imagine what that photo would look like if he got a gold?
What's the worst place you've ever had an erection, Jimmy?
I would say in... well, I forget her name. Jessica Ennis wanted to know the 7 events that comprise the heptathlon. What did you all get?
Throwing, chucking, running, fast running, really fast running, jumping, and running and jumping over stuff.
We really struggled on this.
We went with egg and spoon, sack race,
Cage fight.
bake-off.
Cage fight.
Belly dance, 400 metres and javelin.
But, I mean, she's a national treasure, Jessica Ennis.
She's amazing, but I can't remember what she did. I just remember when I look at her, I feel good.
OK, Richard, 7 events.
OK, calligraphy, table tennis.
Calligraphy.
Trampolining, that was.
Irony. Go-kart and 2 others.
Gabby, what do you think? What are your 7?
100 hurdles.
Yes, correct.
200 metres.
200 metres, yes, correct.
800 metres.
Yes.
High jump.
Yes.
Long jump.
Yes.
Javelin.
Yeah.
I've just realised I've written hurdles twice.
I didn't want to embarrass you, Gary. I mean...
I think it's shot
fucking
put.
dead weight. I mean...
Shot put.
It is shot put, yeah. So, Gabby, you get a point there. I'm afraid you guys do not get points.
I like how it's now just Gabby.
It's unfair, because Gabby is like sports presenter, so this is like playing... This is her forte.
You guys don't do a show called A League of Their Own, do you?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, both of you, right? Yeah. You jack or...
Shit.
Right, now it's time for the part of the show where we meet a mystery guest. Who made the news this year. All you have to do is work out who they are and how they made the news. You can only ask yes or no questions. Ladies and gentlemen, our mystery guest. Very nice to see you. Very well indeed. Now, you see, I'm not going to introduce you. That would defeat the whole purpose. You can ask him yes or no questions. He made the news this year.
Where did you get that shirt?
Very good question. Do you know what? I was thinking I could...
Yes or no answers. Yes or no. Don't engage with them. They will fool you.
No, I haven't got a shirt.
Have you been on telly before?
Yes.
Were you anything to do with the Olympics?
Yes.
Are you an athlete?
No.
Oh, no, but that wasn't a no. That you want us to know.
Are you a coach?
No.
Are you a stuntman?
Yes.
Ah.
Oh!
Yes.
If you think you've got it, write it down, because otherwise you'll just give it away to the others.
That.
You got an answer for this?
I think so.
You think you know? OK, you think you know?
Yes, yes.
James and Jack are just writing down.
OK,
we've
got
it. We got it, yeah,
okay.
we got it.
So, who do you think this man is?
He's Emily Sandler.
You're Emily Sandler. You are. We've seen you do the singing.
I love your new song with Labyrinth.
Oh, it's so good.
Thank you.
Russell, Jonathan?
He jumped out the helicopter with the Queen.
You're Daniel Craig!
We should all go home.
OK, and what did you get, Richard? Gabby? Go on.
We think the person that looked like the Queen that jumped out the helicopter was, in fact, you.
Yep, my name is Gary Connery, and I stunt doubled for the Queen jumping out of the helicopter.
Excellent. There it is. Let's have a quick look at you as the Queen. There he is. I love the fact you put on a little bit of makeup there. You thought, well, they might do a close-up.
Was it the most amazing feeling coming over the stadium and just thinking, I'm going to jump out of the telly and just fly into that stadium now with the whole world watching?
It was amazing. In truth, you know, it was one of those things that I don't think you're ever going to forget. But when you're in that moment, obviously what you're doing is just focusing very much on the job at hand.
How amazing was it to wake up with Prince Philip the next morning?
You know you are officially now a Bond girl.
Yes, I do.
Wow, that's an incredible... And you're not on the bottom of my list, by the way.
That's very sweet of you to say so.
You sound like David Beckham. Shut your eyes.
Yeah.
Shut your eyes.
Shut your eyes, OK.
Shut your eyes. And then say, Victoria, just go get my socks out the wash, OK? And then close your eyes.
All right, close your eyes.
Victoria, just go and get my socks out.
Wow, yeah.
Surely you could have come up with something better than that. For me to say to Victoria.
OK, well, let's take a quick look at what that's done to the scores. Jack and James have 1 point. Russell and Jonathan have 5 points. Richard and Gabby, 10 points. Wow. Time for another quick break, but one more time, a big hand for Gary Connery, the Queen. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz. This next round is all about the famous faces who made 2012 what it was. David Cameron was accused of spending too much time chillaxing this year. The word chillaxing is a composite of chilling and relaxing, and it's used mainly by funts and consoles. Kim Jong-un became the leader of North Korea. Critics of the new leader have said, please stop torturing me. And in July, I made headlines, which was great news if there's no such thing as bad publicity. I tell you what, that's when you know you're in trouble. When the Prime Minister of the country that you live in breaks off from the G20 summit in Mexico, he's in a meeting with Barack Obama, the most important man in the world, and he says, excuse me, Barack, I've got something very important I need to deal with right now. Jimmy Carr is a dick. Right, time for some more questions. I wasn't the only one embroiled in a tax scandal this year. So was this dog. But how?
He specifically came out of the meeting just to say you're a dick?
Yeah.
He could have said that any time, though.
It looks like he's about to get strapped onto Mitt Romney's car.
Time for another guest question. This time it's from the man who fell to earth. It's stuntman and daredevil, Felix Baumgartner.
Hi, Jimmy. I had a pretty quiet year, apart from that time when millions of people watched me break the sound barrier when I jumped from space. But what were my last words before I took the plunge?
Yeah, Felix Baumgartner wants to know what his last words were before he fell from space. Was it, I like Def Leppard and pretty girls?
All right, he fell out of a big thing, but he wasn't dressed as the Queen, was he? That's what I will say.
No, he was not, Jonathan. So what did Felix say before he jumped out of the plane? Next question. Anthony Worrell Thompson was caught stealing from his local Tesco's. Can you name 3 items he stole?
Oh, yes.
Anthony Worrell Thompson owns a pub hotel in the countryside in which I lost my virginity.
Wow.
Not to him, not to him. to a lady, a woman. Isn't that lovely?
That is absolutely lovely.
I look at him, I think of the happiest night of my life and the worst of hers.
But that shows you how wonderfully posh you are, that you lost your virginity in an award-winning restaurant.
Rather than in a bush like the rest of us.
Where did you lose yours?
Underneath the Severn Bridge at an army camp.
Those soldiers were gentle.
Yeah, exactly. But it was brutal, because you could hear, go on, mate. I'm trying to make love.
OK, Prince Harry enlivened the summer no end when photos surfaced of his nude antics in Vegas. But what game was he said to have been playing at the time?
Oh, I know this.
What game was he playing when nude photos were taken of him?
Yeah.
And finally, here's a picture of journalist Samantha Brick. She wrote at length this year about how she suffers from a terrible, life-ruining affliction. I'd like to know, what is it? What life-ruining affliction does she suffer
right.
from?
Great
OK,
show.
without further ado, here are the answers. OK, I asked you how this dog was involved in a tax scandal. Did anyone get this?
Does it own Starbucks? Oh, no, it's the Churchill dog, isn't it? Were they embroiled in it?
No.
No, 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 no.
What did you get, Russell, Jonathan?
Well, we assumed he might be your accountant, which would explain why you took such fucking bad advice.
That is not my accountant.
Well, you might be better off going with him next time.
It was Harry Redknapp.
Harry Redknapp claimed that the dog was either earning money or had some of the money offshore or something, or buried it offshore.
He had an account set up in the dog's name.
Yeah.
Like Rosie or something.
That is exactly right. What did you get, Richard and Gabby?
He bought a lukewarm pasty, I put.
Well, let's go maybe with Gabby's answer. Gabby?
Harry Redknapp's dog, Rosie, because Rosie had an offshore account in her name, didn't she?
In his name, yeah, I can tell you that it's Harry Redknapp's dog, Rosie, and it was revealed during the Redknapp's trial for tax evasion he'd opened a bank account in her name. I also should say Harry Redknapp was found entirely innocent on all charges, and Rosie was found to be a good-go. Yes, you are.
In that photo, they look like novelty slippers, though.
He looks like a giant spaniel with those ears.
This photo just keeps on giving. He totally does. OK, the man who fell to earth, Felix Baumgartner, asked you for the last words he said before jumping out of the plane. What did you put?
He said that he shouted, "It's pronounced Baumgartner!"
What do you think?
He said, "I'm coming home," but you couldn't hear him say home. So it really changed.
We don't know.
You don't know?
He said, "I've betrayed everyone I care about."
Have a look at him in action.
That could be anyone.
No man has fallen further other than Jimmy Savile this year.
I asked you what Anthony Worrell Thompson stole from his local Tesco's. What did you get?
Well, now, we know, Jimmy, that if you say stuff, if you mention products that you might like on the television, people might send things to you.
Clever.
We think he maybe stole a case of Bollinger champagne.
Six. And the big ones as well.
The big magnums. And a pyramid of Ferrero Rochers.
Multi-tiered, not the small ones.
And some Caniston Once.
The pills and the cream.
OK, that is not exactly the right answer. Russell, Jonathan, what did you get?
Cheese, onions, and Jamie's 15-minute meals. That's what he took. He wanted to go home and cook it up. But it's like a recipe. It says, take onions, take cheese. He'd had a drink, he just followed it directly.
What did you put for this?
Richard?
Spam, John Bishop DVD. I haven't seen it. I like him. And birthday candles. I'm really upset.
Have you had a Spam birthday cake?
Is that a public school thing?
That's what we call it.
Gabby, a little bit of sense from you?
We went with cheese as well.
Cheese,
yeah.
And wine. And the most extraordinary thing of all, coleslaw.
That is mental.
Crazy.
He nicked cheese, bread, onions, and 2 packs of discounted coleslaw. So you get a point, you get a point, you do not get a point. But you may get some Bollinger, so cheer up. Next up, what game was Prince Harry said to have been playing when he was photographed naked in Vegas?
It's a Royal Knockout.
Come on, girls, let's play It's a Royal Knockout.
That is a public school thing.
Russell?
Teabag the Swan.
Teabag the Swan?
Teabag the Swan. Teabag the Swan and strip billiards. He did a bit of both. If I was a multi-millionaire single prince, there'd never be a photo of me with my clothes on.
Yeah.
I'd smash my way through Europe like the Black Death.
What have you guys got?
I went for Donkey Kong.
Strip pool, strip snooker.
Strip pool. Oh, well, I'll give you a point, and I'll give you a point. That's right. It was strip billiards. Finally, from what life-ruining affliction does journalist Samantha Brick suffer?
Oh. She is the most beautiful woman in the world.
Yeah. And that is an affliction.
She's someone else.
It makes you think, though, that her mirror must be pissed. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is you? You're fucking lovely.
Richard thinks something else, but who knows? Richard could be right.
What did you...
Does she think she's a sailor?
So, Gabby, you've put...
I did it in French.
OK.
Le belle pour toi.
Oh, nice.
Wow. That's that's just getting ridiculous now. You're so confident you know the answer, you're now writing it in a second language.
I just thought we might get a bonus point.
Well, you don't get a bonus point, but you do get a point because, yes, Samantha Brick is too beautiful. I'm tall, slim, blonde, and so often I'm told a good-looking woman. I know how lucky I am, but there are downsides to being pretty. The main one being that other women hate me for no other reason than my lovely looks.
Me and Brick are very similar. We're just too good-looking.
Do you know your affliction can be dealt with by a professional?
Yeah.
It's an optician. OK, let's have a quick check on the scores. I can tell you that Jack and James have 2 points.
Yes!
Yeah, oh, yeah. Rocking it. OK, Russell and Jonathan have 10 points. Richard and Gabby have 14 points, way out in the lead. Time for some ads now, but don't go away. There's still plenty more Big Fat Quiz action to come. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of 2012. This next round is all about the year's television. One of the most controversial TV shows this year was Channel 4's Drugs Live, or the Tour de France, as it's better known.
That's a real red wine laugh going on there.
Fuck off, Jonathan.
Britney Spears was a judge on the new series of X Factor in the US. Britney was understandably nervous. The last time she was in a room with that many judges, they were taking her kids away. The Jimmy Savile scandal sent the BBC into meltdown. The organisation hadn't been that badly shaken since Lisa Riley did the Charleston. Let's remind ourselves what we were watching in 2012.
Take it nice and easy.
Oh, you're in.
Trying to help. That's all.
We're doing this together.
Why should we jump against it? Like that. You hear what I'm saying?
The madness is my swimming pool. I'm at home in that kind of water.
That looks amazing.
No, I want to say something. Doesn't matter.
So good for Fantastic. OK. Who wants questions? I got questions. You saw the thick of it there in the montage, which, according to the Oxford English Dictionary, gave us the word of the year. What was it? Jack and James, whatever you're thinking, it's probably wrong.
It's so nice that you're not saying that to me.
For our next question, it's over to legendary actor Simon Callow. Simon Callow.
Hi, Jimmy. Poor Prince Charles spent most of this year being overshadowed by his dear old mum, Her Madge, the Queen. So this year, he auditioned live for a new job on Scottish TV. But can the teams tell me what it was?
He sounds like Jack when you're going to be an old man. He's got to get your voice. That's why you're going to sell it.
Okay. The X Factor was won this year by James Arthur. But what was memorable about his post-win interview on Lorraine Kelly's show the following day?
He looks like a girl trying to impersonate Plan B, doesn't he?
That is exactly it. This year, Barack Obama was quoted as saying the following: "While Michelle and the girls go and play tennis on Saturday afternoons, I go in the Oval Office, pretend I'm going to work, and then I put on... what?"
Oh, obviously.
I I don't think what you're writing.
I imagine they've got cameras in the Oval Office. They must have cameras, so he couldn't use it as a masturbatorium. I mean, he can't relax in there like that.
What a lovely term, masturbatorium. You just thrown that in like it's an everyday word.
Well, it is the place... Every man has a masturbatorium.
And finally, here's one of our Say What You See puzzles. I'm going to show you a string of pictures that spell out a sentence. Here's an example. So that's James Corden.
Nice.
So these pictures spell out a TV talking point of the year. But what is it? Have a little look. So that's a big TV talking point of the year.
Is that Gok Wan at the far left?
No, that is...
Gok Wan at a Christmas party?
That is not Gok Wan.
Who is it?
The first picture there, that's a generic type of person.
Oh, I know what it is.
OK. OK, pens down. Pens down, you all ready for this? OK. So the thick of it gave us the word of the year. What was that word? Jack and James.
Lobsterominous.
What, sorry?
Lobstrominous, Jimmy. It was lobstrominous.
Lobstrominous. Which
They
means...
gave us the word lobstrominous.
What does the word mean, James?
Doesn't matter what it means, Jack. They gave us the word.
What does it mean, though, out of interest, though, James?
Lobstrominous.
The beauty of being lobstrominous is it can be whatever you mean. Oh, this is lobstrominous wine.
It's having an effect.
Did you see the big fat quiz of the year? I did. It was a bit lobstrominous. It just works.
Russell, Jonathan.
Well, we thought fuckity buy is the actual word. Fuckity says fuckity buy on the
was
phone.
a phrase they used, but that was not the word of the year, according to the Oxford English Dictionary. It was...
Omni-shambles.
Ah, tits. Yeah. That is the right answer.
Omni-shambles.
So we got omni-shambles. OK, so Simon Callow asked you what job did Prince Charles audition for on live TV. What do you all put?
Taggart.
He's the new Taggart.
Russell, Jonathan?
Based on his looks, we've gone for...
Dobby from Harry Potter.
Oh, it's a good thought,
He looks
isn't
like
it?
a house elf, doesn't he?
He looks like a really sweet old house elf.
Why won't Mummy give me some socks?
And Richard and Gabby?
Well, he did... I think it was Camilla as well. They did weather report.
Gabby knows every...
Telly. Richard knows weather.
You knew that.
Well,
How did you get the weather report in the bunker?
Every day I'd get an A4 of just the crucial news. So I heard about the tax, I heard about this, and I heard about Cornish pasties.
And the results of Take Me Out.
Take Me Out. I mean, that was just on a live feed. And then I wept.
OK, well, let's have a look.
Well, it's an unsettled picture as we head towards the end of the week. In the west, rain will be lighter and patchier. There will maybe a few drier interludes over Dumfries House in Ayrshire. Aha. There'll be snow for the higher ground of the Highlands and Aberdeenshire. The potential for a few flurries over Balmoral. Who the hell wrote this script?
I love the fact it's his first time he's doing it, he's already bitching about the script.
I asked you what was notable about James Arthur's interview on Lorraine Kelly after winning the X Factor. Did anyone get this?
We've got it.
Go on, what you got?
Richard's got it.
He committed genocide.
What did you put?
Either he admitted he'd never really experienced love, or he threw up on Lorraine.
It's a good thought. What did you guys
OK,
think?
well, this is not going to be a correct answer on your card, and I know it's not written on your card. Lorraine's incredible presence. Because she is phenomenal.
She's not phenomenal. She's not phenomenal. She's lobstrominous.
She is.
And that's worth a point, Jimmy. It might not be the answer on your card, but it's a fact.
That is the confidence of men that have had a bottle of wine each. OK, well, let's have a look. Let's treat ourselves.
After the break, now millions of us watched as James beat Jimmy to be crowned the winner of the X Factor last night. Is he really genuinely sleeping? Oh, God, love him.
So no one got that, no points there. Barack Obama was sneakily doing something in the Oval Office when pretending to work. What was it?
We're embarrassed by what we bring, Jimmy.
You don't want it. We wrote it and we instantly regretted it, and we're very sorry for what we've done. So I'm going to stay here till the end of the round. Just carry on, honestly.
Oh, OK. Russell, Jonathan, what have you got?
He was watching Grand Designs. Yeah. He's obsessed with it.
Shit, that's what I put.
Oh, you didn't write that. I've just seen what they've written.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that, yeah.
So you thought Grand Designs, you thought Richard, Gabby?
Richard knew this.
Richard knew this.
I thought he put on Wham and his special mittens.
Special mittens?
Yeah. Like the ones for going out.
See, that's a lovely answer.
That's sort of what you put in a weird way.
No, it's not.
So Barack Obama put something on in the Oval Office. What did he put on, James?
He put on a condom and had a posh I'm out, Jimmy. I'm out, J-Bone, I'm done.
You know that bit at the bottom of the barrel? There's space beneath it.
OK, so well, I can tell you the answer is watching Homeland. He's a huge fan of Homeland. Finally, I showed you a Say What You See question. Did anyone get this?
Yeah, I got it.
OK, go on, what'd you get?
Finger twat door domino key jungle.
Oh, you're devilishly close. What did you get, Russell?
Jonathan got it right, I think.
Nadine Dorris went in the jungle. Or in the jungle.
OK, so what have you got? Have you got that, Richard?
Yeah, we used the past participle, though, so...
Because she'd technically been in already.
I don't know.
How does it Nadine Dorris?
Nerd, Dean, door, ease, enters, jungle. So you both get points, you do not get a point.
Yes, thank you.
That's not the trick, Jack. That's the alcohol trick.
OK, we've got a special treat for you now to ask our next question. It's the 3 finalists from my favourite show of the year, the Great British Bake Off. It's James, Brendan and John. Nice to see you. Wonderful. Tell us everything about how it's been.
Bonkers.
It makes you realise just the influence and the power of the programme. You know, we know it's a reality TV programme, but actually it touches people's lives. And the conversations you have with people in the supermarket, the high street, it's extraordinary. So I'm really glad to have been part of it now that I'm aware of it.
You're the sweetest man I've ever met. You're incredible.
That's why he bakes cakes.
It's amazing. It's just so
Major
lovely.
ingredient is sugar, dude. If it's coming out your fingertips, you're fine.
No one knew about baking until you guys invented it. It's the best show in the world. I want a hug from Brendan, because Brendan is the nicest gnome on the planet.
He's the best, no.
Come on, give Brendan a hug. Because Brendan should have won, let's be honest. I mean, you know, come on. Would it have broke your heart to let him take it?
OK, so has life changed since you won that? Has it changed things for you?
Not really me. I'm back to uni. I'm studying to become a doctor, so I'm just...
What are you going to do? Come on.
I'm doing my book. I'm writing a recipe book, and I'm going to pastry school as well in January.
What? Pastry school?
Tell me about pastry school.
Yeah, we learn how to make pastry.
Oh, that's less interesting.
OK, now, did you bring any... You didn't bring any cakes along?
Oh, actually... Oh, yeah. We have.
Oh, come on.
Have you brought cakes?
Halfway.
Oh, my God, these look amazing cakes. Let's turn these around.
That's a good Did you work together to make these?
Jimmy?
Oh, my gosh.
Are these cakes of everyone? So do you want to go and give them to the people that... Be careful. That's mine. Wow, so I've got a cake of my hat. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at that. Is that a good likeness? Is that all right?
I want to give this
That's
to
not
Gabby,
bad,
my
is it?
favourite lady.
Jimmy,
Yeah?
if we're having pudding, can someone get me some port?
God, this is amazing.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
No, I've got some. Yeah,
Oh, my God. Oh, wow. Look at, oh, my God.
I look like the Yorkshire Ripper.
Russell's got the worst one. Look at Russell. Russell's is...
Oh, my God! You're Javier Bardem in Skyfall in that box.
Although in fairness, my eyes are wonky.
Can I just point out, James's cake definitely hasn't risen.
Now, I should point out, you guys didn't make these cakes. We got these cakes made because we thought it'd be a nice thing for you guys to bring as cakes. But, Richard, have you tried yours?
Don't touch it, it's voodoo.
Yours appears to be a burglar.
Yeah. I got quite angry. It's so weird. I can't... I know.
What's
Look at what Gabby's done to herself.
I just thought you wouldn't see it if I didn't do the back first.
Looks like you've got the Noah virus.
What have you done there?
I'm bumming James.
You're bumming James.
Oh, shit.
OK, so you guys have got a question for us.
Yes.
Ask away, boys.
Right, OK. So, on the Bake Off, Paul and Mary look for certain things, both good and bad, when judging our cakes. Can you name 3 of them?
Paul and Mary's catchphrases, essentially.
Really moist.
Weird, having chewed my own face and spat it out, I do actually genuinely look a little bit like Adrian Charles now.
So have you got 3 of these?
Yeah.
Yeah, we think we've got it.
Let's have a look. You guys can be the judge. So Jack and James, what have you got?
No bakey, no likey. And let the cake see the oven.
Were those Paul and Mary's catchphrases?
No. Wouldn't it be great if Mary Berry hosted Take Me Out one week?
Oh, my God.
Perfect television. Russell, Jonathan?
Crucially, at the top, we've put We Love Brenda.
I love Brenda at the top. I put moistness. I think there was a degree of moistness in the sponge. And then we thought texture, whether it's risen properly. I know it was snapping biscuits. And then the sweetness and the mix of the sweetness. We didn't get any right, did we? I watched every week. I didn't get one thing right.
What have you got?
Richard, over to you.
That it is a cake. It's their first line of inquiry. Is it a cake, they ask. But if it's not, get out. Can it be held? Because if it can't, I can't eat it. I need to be able to hold this cake. And the last one is just integrity. Do you have integrity?
That is a pretty poor showing. So the answers that you could have had here, you could have had a good wobble, a soggy bottom...
Soggy bottom.
A scrambled eggy texture, a good bake, and of course, crumb structure.
A crumb structure, yeah.
Crumb structure. So what got you the win? What was the thing about your final cake?
I had to sleep with Paul, Hollywood.
Well, that hasn't really affected the scores massively because you guys didn't get anything. But let's have a quick check. So Jack and James have now got 6 points. You're doing terrifically. Russell and Jonathan, 18. Richard and Gabby way out in the lead with 25 points. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for James, John and Brendan. Time for another quick break now while we all have a slice of cake. See you in a minute. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of the Year 2012. This round is all about the year in science and technology. The International Space Station was resupplied by a private company for the very first time in 2012. The delivery of food, clothes and essentials cost a staggering $1.6 billion. They should have gone to Sainsbury's. Think of the Nectar points. Facebook was floated on the stock market. In the first week of trading, the value of shares plummeted by half, cutting Mark Zuckerberg's personal worth from over $17 billion to just under $14 billion. Loser! We ready for some more questions, I think? Time for another So We See puzzle. What does this one spell?
OK.
I'm good at these.
God Party Granny Disc Sheet.
Some people feel tactically an idea not to read them out loud, but...
Jesus balloons.
It's definitely not God Party, is it?
I'm saying
Oh, yes. Fucking...
It's time for another guest question all the way from the forest moon of Endor. It's Warwick Davis.
Oh, yes.
Hi, Jimmy. In which unusual location would you have been able to find a high-energy laser beam, a nuclear battery, a microchip containing over 1 million people's names, and will.i.am's new single?
Warwick wants to know, where could you find a high-energy laser beam, a nuclear battery, a microchip containing over 1 million people's names, and will.i.am's new single? Where could you find that eclectic mix of things? In September this year, what was responsible for the disappearance of the Statue of Liberty, the return of Woolworths to the High Street, and the relocation of Luton to the coast?
We are going to catch Gabby up and defeat her now.
For the next question, over to Formula One hero, Jenson Button.
Hey, Jimmy. Hey, everyone. As you probably know, I live a pretty fast and furious life. But I was devastated to hear the news that the slowest and the rarest creature, the giant tortoise from the Galapagos Islands, passed away in June. Can your teams tell me his name.
I know it.
He looks devastated by that news. Absolutely heartbroken.
So, Jensen wants to know the name of the elderly tortoise who died this year.
It was very sad. 100 years old.
This year, a team of scientists from the States released this recording. What is it? It's that simple. What is that recording?
Sounds like an Oompa Loompa having a kazoo removed from it.
I cannot believe what he's just written.
Okay, I'll admit.
Oh my God!
It's a little bit wrong.
It's a family show.
It's a family show.
Let's get on with the answers.
So I asked you to say what you saw. What did you all get?
God balloons, Mary berries, floppy curtains.
God balloons, Mary berries, floppy curtains. So close. OK, Jonathan, Russell?
We were with them at the beginning, so we got God, party, call. Then we put floppy sheets. We weren't sure what the ending could be. I don't think we've got it quite right.
OK, Richard, Gabby?
You do the good bit.
God particle, yeah.
Yeah.
Something.
Disc sheet?
OK, so it's God, party, call, disc, cupboard.
Discovered.
Oh.
Hey, now.
Higgs boson.
Yeah, God particle discovered. OK, big science news. And no points for anyone there. OK, Warwick Davis asked you where you could find a high-energy laser beam, a nuclear battery, a microchip containing over 1 million people's names, and will.i.am's new single. Where was it?
Tring.
Tring, yeah.
But I bet you've got something different on your card, because that's the way this game's going for us.
OK, Russell, Jonathan?
I thought it was Anthony Wall Thompson's garage. He had the stuff from all over. But we went instead with Sue's anal bum party.
You could not find all of those things at Sue's
Oh,
anal
there's
bum
the
party.
capacity, my friend. Don't you worry about that.
OK, Richard, Gabby?
Asda.
You cannot buy a nuclear battery in Asda.
You can.
You can if it's the Asda in Tring.
They do everything. I love Asda. You can buy TV from there, watch it for 2 years and take it back. They don't care. They told me that. The man said, just take it back when you're finished. We don't care here. And true to his word, I took it back after 2 years. His manager cared a lot more than him.
All space.
Yeah.
Well, space is... They were all on board NASA's Curiosity rover, which landed on the surface of Mars earlier this year. So I think you get a point for space.
What's happened?
Is that... OK, I asked you what was responsible for the disappearance of the Statue of Liberty, the return of Woolworths and the relocation of Luton.
Correct answer is dynamo.
Thank you very much, James.
Well,
Trust
no,
me.
because we have Derren Brown, and I would argue that Derren was the first and the best.
Dynamo is a better conjurer than Derren Brown.
No way, what are you, mad?
I
You
met
fool?
Dynamo...
Hang on, whoa! It's like a wizard rap battle.
Well, hang on, let's go to Richard and Gabby for their answer before we get the real answer.
What? Look at your card, Jimmy. Don't just stare at me. Look at your card.
It's not right, Russell.
It was the Apple Maps.
Put it on the side.
On the new iPhone.
I can tell you the correct answer is the disastrous launch of Apple Mac's new Maps app because they were too frugal for Google.
Frugal for Google.
They were too frugal for Google.
There was a bloke on the news that we saw that was complaining. He was pointing at his phone and went, it says that my house is in a river and I don't live in a river. It's ridiculous. What if people think I'm a fish? Who gives a shit? It's a phone.
Next up, Jason Button asked you to name that dead giant tortoise.
That sounds like a really weird game show, doesn't it?
Name that giant dead tortoise.
Multiple choice.
Yeah, it's one of these four.
Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, or Leonardo.
OK, what did you get?
I have been given the pen this round, and I thought maybe it was named after Sebastian Coe.
He's the oldest tortoise, so he's more than 100 years old.
Yeah.
But you thought he was named...
Yeah, that was what That's why I remembered it, because it was so weird. Because it obviously involved a name change once Sebastian Coe became famous for running.
Sebastian Coe was named after the tortoise.
Or it could have been that.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
His parents were kind of ironic. Our son's going to have fast-twitch muscle fibres. Let's call him after a very slow tortoise.
I'm so pleased fast-twitch muscle fibres is a phrase that has been uttered. I'm so pleased that that's happened. That's tremendous.
Russell, Jonathan?
Lonesome George. He was 100 years old and he never had sex.
He was all alone for 100 years.
Well, let's...
And that's why he never had sex, because he was called Lonesome George.
So Lonesome came later.
Oh.
He was probably christened George.
Well, I just had this image of him kind of, all right, ladies? Oh, fuck, here comes Lonesome.
Were there lady tortoises there?
Yeah, they tried to mate him.
Well, he was the last of his species. He became like a pin-up boy for... There he is. I can see why he didn't get laid.
Oh, my God.
Is he all right, Jensen,
Jensen
now?
Button, I think...
Because he seemed so upset.
He was distraught.
Absolutely devastated. He loves life in the fast lane. And so it's great that he's taken time out to talk about this.
Lonesome George is the right answer. You get a point, you guys do not get a point.
close.
OK, and finally, I played you a scientific recording. What did you think it was? What do you think this noise was? Let's go to Jack and James.
It's Joe Pasquale getting bummed.
Is the right answer. Richard and Gabby?
Is it dolphins chatting?
Dolphins chatting. You're close.
We think it's... this was a recording of a whale, and the scientists said he was talking, and they thought that they'd caught him making certain noises, which they picked up as certain... I can't remember what language it was. It wasn't English, but there was a language, and they thought he was speaking to them.
He was saying, I hate Japanese fishermen.
Well, I mean, I can't believe you got this so completely right. It was a whale called Knock that they attempted to teach how to speak human. That is as far as they got. OK, time for another bonus round.
It's a disaster.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Another little bonus round. This time it's about virals. Have a look at these pictures of some shocked and upset-looking people. What has taken them by surprise? So write down your answers. What do you think they are?
Oh, we've got to write this down, have we? What's going on here? We don't really understand.
Well, that's really the question.
Could you give us a clue?
Well, I think the clue there, look at what they're all wearing, that might be a bit
But
of a
it's
clue.
weird, because she's quite amused by it, but the woman's really upset.
They're being filmed as they leave.
I know.
I know the answer.
Jonathan, write something down.
Russell knows the answer. He's writing it down.
Of course he is. OK, so what did you all get for this?
We've got David Beckham in a photo booth, isn't it?
He's right. He's only bloody right.
He's right.
What have you got? You've got...
They've just met Bex.
OK, and what have you guys got?
Met Beckham at the Olympics.
Let's have a little look. See if
It's
you're right.
incredible.
Oh!
Is that right?
Oh, my God!
God, yeah. David Beckham, right?
It's so beautiful, isn't it? Imagine if John Terry had rocked up, how different that would be. It's when the little boy cries, it's so beautiful.
That must be such a burden for David Beckham, though, walking around and people just lose their shit. It's just...
You get used to it.
OK, points all round. OK, so let's move on. This intrepid German became a viral sensation this year during a cold snap, but how? How did this man become a viral sensation? Oh. OK?
Oh, yeah, I did see this, yeah.
I mean, dude. I think...
OK, have you all got something written down? OK, let's have a look.
We didn't know what the answer was, so we thought it would be funny instead to write down Jonathan's mobile number on our screen. Like, call him whenever you want.
What did you guys get? Richard, Gabby?
I thought he was, one of those genuinely funny Nazis. And it's difficult, because, you can't condone what they did. When one's funny...
Russell, Jonathan?
It's the we've called him Ice Pool Idiot, but it's the guy that tries to jump into a pool.
Oh, yeah. He tries to go through the ice. He's going to show off to his friends and they're filming him, and then it doesn't quite turn out as expected.
Let's check out this clip.
Michael, fuck the fucking world, and my new band is called Sis Kill.
In fairness, that was better than Tom Daley's second-round dive in the Olympics.
OK, let's take a quick look at the scores. Jack and James, you've got 7. Russell and Jonathan, you've got 23. You're catching up to Richard and Gabby. They have 27. We're going to take another quick break, but don't go away. Back in a minute. Welcome back to the final part of the Big Fat Quiz. This round is all about the talking points and water cooler moments that defined the year. Europe's tallest skyscraper, the Shard, opened in London. From the top on a clear day, you can see France, which sort of ruins it for me. A referendum on Scottish independence was announced. Before the vote, David Cameron has insisted Scotland gets a hamster so they can learn about responsibility. Are you ready for your final batch of questions?
Yeah.
It's all to play for. You can definitely catch up, James and Jack.
Come on.
This year, all the cool kids were hashtagging their inspirational tweets with YOLO. But what does YOLO stand for?
We know this.
Yeah, we do.
OK. What does YOLO stand for?
YOLO. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I've written... Well, hold it.
I can give you some example of YOLO tweets, if that helps.
Okay. Yeah.
OK. Love to sing. Am I good at it? No. Do I still sing? Duh. Hashtag YOLO. I haven't worn a bra all day. Hashtag YOLO.
Who had YOLO? Someone's had YOLO tattooed on there, hasn't there? Who was it? One of the young American stars has had...
Zac Efron had YOLO tattooed on the side of his hand.
You would think he would know better.
Well, it's an interesting move, because a lot of people regret tattoos years after they had them. He can regret that pretty much right away. Saves a lot of time. Now we've got a very special treat for you. It's over to the Big Fat Quiz's Masterpiece Theatre, where actor Charles Dance is giving us a reading. But what is he reading from? Over to you, Charles.
Chapter 2. Let me ask you something first. Do you want a regular vanilla relationship with no kinky fuckery at all? My mouth drops open. Kinky fuckery? I squeak. Yeah, kinky fuckery. I can't believe you said that. Well, I did. Answer me, he says calmly. I flush. My inner goddess is down on bended knee with her hands clasped in supplication, begging me. I like your kinky fuckery, I whisper. Yeah. That's what I thought.
Chuck D there. Let's face facts. Chuck D is the man.
He's not reading that, he's memorised that.
Yeah.
He didn't look down at that book once.
No. He's not just memorised it, he's living that.
OK, how did a 3-year-old ginger cat called Teddy Bear spark a local crisis involving 31 policemen, 2 helicopters and an armed response unit?
Well, that is a terrific photo, isn't it?
The cat is on the left there.
Yeah.
I mean, how much do you have to love your cat to do that to yourself? OK, an animal charity in New Zealand hit the headlines after they made a major breakthrough in the training of rescue dogs. What have they taught the dogs to do?
Nice, yeah, but that, yeah.
I think we've got 4 right answers here, Jimmy.
I'm crossing it out even more.
Thank you very much.
Back in the game.
I'm loving your confidence. OK, ready for some answers?
Yeah.
OK, I asked you what YOLO stood for. Any guesses?
Yes. Oh, lobster, ominous.
I would be tempted to give you a point for that, but it's so wrong. What have you got, Russell, Jonathan?
You only live once, but we've added the new phrase, yoyab, unless you're a Buddhist.
It's a very good point, well made, yeah. Richard, Gabby?
Yeah. You only live once.
You only live once, yeah.
That.
You only live once, although I saw someone tweet saying, you only die once, you live every day. To which I decided to unfollow them.
But it's that thing, isn't it? Like, you know, it's such a crappy phrase. Like, people go, YOLO, man. They never do, it's like you were reading out, they never do profound things, like try and cure cancer or something like that. It's like, I've just done a shit on someone's car. YOLO.
Did you do a shit on my car?
No. But do you mean those pathetic, like,
Yes.
blood's thicker than water? So's yoghurt. My favourite one is like when you hear blokes are going, oh, I shagged their brains out. You know what I mean? It's such a... Surely that would be awkward, wouldn't it? How was that for you? Nice.
So you get a point, you get a point, you do not get a point for lobster ominous. Charles Dance read from you from one of the literary phenomenons of the year. What was it?
We think it was How to Bake by Mary Berry.
What did you put?
We've got Anne Widdecombe, My Life.
Richard, Gabby, you went for?
We're here to play the best quiz we can. We want to take it home.
Richard's book of the year, 50 Shades of Grey.
That is the right answer. 50 Shades of Grey, of course.
It's such a crap title, isn't it? 50 Shades of Grey. It sounds like something you'd find in Philip Schofield's Plug-Hole. But Philip Schofield's Plug-Hole, that is a good title for a filthy book. Do you know, one of the interesting stories is that it had a massive impact on the economy, 50 Shades, because women read it and went out and bought, like, dildos and butt plugs and jiggle balls and all. Genuinely, it's seriously true.
What's a jiggle ball?
I don't know, he put it out of jiggles. But, so basically, we came out of recession because of the Olympics and 50 Shades of Grey. So we came out of recession because of the Mobot and the Mum Rub. How lovely is that? But it's true. But that's what got us out of the recession. Wanking mums. You shouldn't feel bad about it. That's wonderful. We wanked our way out of recession. You little heroes. We're back in the green because you flicked your bean. That is wonderful. Absolutely incredible. You should be saluted. Yeah. YOLO, you heroes.
OK, I asked you how a 3-year-old ginger cat called Teddy Bear sparked a local crisis involving 31 policemen, 2 helicopters and an armed response unit. Anyone get this?
He was in Wokingham and he held Richard Iadi hostage in the basement for 6 months.
That is not the case?
It's not the case.
What did you go for?
She went apeshit.
A 3-year-old ginger cat did not go apeshit.
Cat shit? I mean, I know what you're saying. It's weird because it's a mixed metaphor.
OK. Russell, Jonathan, you got this.
It was the Essex Snoop Dogg, the Essex lion.
Yeah.
They thought it was a lion, didn't they?
So Teddy Bear was a ginger cat, mistaken for a lion, giving rise to the Essex lion scare. Here's the picture they took.
It does look quite lion-y. He's a little lion-y.
No, but I'll give you that, yeah, a little bit lion-y. I mean, don't call an armed response unit, maybe have a little look.
I tell you what, I'll check this out first, just to make sure, before I call anyone else. If you're still convinced it's a lion and you're 6 foot away, something's gone wrong.
If you're 6 foot away and that's what you're seeing, I think your cataracts is more of a problem than the lion.
I'm just saying, in a situation where it is a lion, back up.
Also,
OK.
if you want to kill a lion, you don't call 30 armed police. That's stupid. You lure it into a canyon and then get 3 hyenas to instigate an antelope stampede.
Yeah.
Hakuna Matata.
Oh, God, I'm crying even thinking about Mufasa. Mufasa, YOLO.
OK.
Hakuna Matata, guys. Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
And finally, I asked you what a New Zealand charity taught rescue dogs to do. What did you think?
Got this? Be taught to be led by the blind. Switcheroo. Because fuck that, the blind have been taking the piss for so long. It's time that they started leading some dogs around.
Yeah. No. OK, what did you get?
Did they teach them to make calls, 999 calls?
These were rescue dogs, like dogs that you rescue from bad homes, not dogs that rescue you. The emergency lines.
This is not the story I thought it was. Richard.
Don't look at
Yeah,
me.
If you could not look at Richard, that'd be
We got
great.
confused by that one as well, Gabby. If we'd have known that, we would have never put that.
No.
It felt like a long shot anyway. Now it looks ridiculous.
It's like you've just been confused.
Oh, Jonathan, Russell, what did you get?
If they're going to rehabilitate these dogs, we think they taught them to make love in the missionary position. To rise above the stigma of the doggy style. Or that's been holding them down.
They were taught to drive.
Further, to get their own back as well, they strapped Mitt Romney to the roof of the car.
Take a look at this, it's amazing.
Good boy.
He knows exactly what to do.
Hey.
Look at that!
Hey.
Once Marie gives the A
Good,
for
wait.
accelerator command, he's off. It's a truly remarkable sight.
Wow. I love the fact that he looks so proud of himself.
OK, to finish the show in style, we've got one final big fat question. And to ask it from Team GB and Paralympic GB, it's gold medal winners Sophie Christensen, Natasha Baker, Hannah Cockcroft, Ed McKeever, Etienne Stott, Helen Glover, Peter Wilson and Nicola Adams. Very nice to see you all. How are you? Have you got the medal on? Where's the medal?
I would say I lost it, but that would be a lie. A friend of mine dropped it, so it's gone back to get fixed.
Are you all going on to Rio? Who's going back to Rio?
Hopefully.
Not sure yet.
Hopefully.
What do you mean you're not sure?
We haven't decided. Me and my crewmate Tim, we've yet to sit down and decide fully about it, but it's so tempting, going to Rio. How cool would that be?
Oh, well, that sounds like a decision made then. Fine. I mean, so what was the... I mean, obviously the high point for all of you guys was getting the gold, right?
And the after parties, they were pretty...
They were pretty wicked.
Well, this is what I heard about the Olympic Village, that the Olympic Village was like Sue's album launch party the whole time. That's what I heard. Is that...
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, that was a rumour.
Nicola, would you punch Jimmy for me, just to show him? Because he was saying female boxers can't hit hard earlier on. He actually said that to me. He said, he seriously said, there's no way a female boxer could hurt him with a punch. That's what he actually said to me.
So you got a big question for us, I believe, for the end of the Big Fat Quiz of the year. OK, so the big question, it's in 3 parts, 2 points for each part, 10 points if you get all 3. So 16 points on offer here. Come on.
So what is the most watched YouTube clip of 2012?
What was the highest grossing movie in the UK?
Yeah.
OK.
What was the most watched television programme?
That's a tough one.
Let's have a look and see what everyone got. What have you got? Jack,
Gangnam
James?
Style, Submarine by the brilliant Richard Iadi.
Wow.
And the most watched TV show was either Fresh Meat or League of Their Own Series 6.
Okay, so Jonathan, what did you get on this?
We went for Gangnam Style.
Okay.
Correct. We want to win this. We went for Skyfall, and then we went for the Olympics opening ceremony as the most watched show of the year, the most watched TV event.
And what did you go for, Richard and Gabby?
Same first 2, but we couldn't decide whether it was opening or closing, and we went for closing.
Well, I can reveal that Gabby and Richard have it absolutely right.
Oh,
Thank you.
wow.
OK, let's have a look and see how that's affected the scores. So Jack and James have 9 points. Yay! Russell and Jonathan have 30 points. So Richard Iadi and Gabby Logan are our winners with 45 points. Well done. We've got you a trophy and some Big Fat Quiz gold medals. A big thank you to our amazing panel, our special guests, and thanks for watching this at home. This has been the Big Fat Quiz of the year 2012. To the Big Fat Quiz of 2013. Of course, these days, you can't call things big and fat. So welcome to the bubbly, jolly, fully figured, enjoying life, celebrating our curves quiz of the year. The Big Fat Quiz 2013. Think of it as a slightly more up-to-date version of the Big Fat Quiz 2012. Or a slightly old-hat version of the Big Fat Quiz 2014. If you'd like to play along at home, then presumably you don't have the new Xbox. Unlucky. Let's meet our teams. First up, we have a bit of fresh meat, Jack Whitehall, and he's brought some mutton dressed as spam. It's Jonathan Ross. Next up, she's the crazy stalking fangirl from Flight of the Conchords. He's a maths-loving science bod. It's like Match.com. Pick the teams. It's Kristen Shaw and Dara O'Brien. And finally, we've got a rock and roll dandy and the brains of the operation. All we need now is a ladies' man, a jock, and Jason Statham, and we've got ourselves a heist movie. It's Noel Fielding and Richard Iadi. Jack, are you OK with Jonathan this evening?
Yeah, well, I did this lovely show last year, and I got in... Don't touch me. I got in a lot of trouble last year for some jokes that I said on this show. So I was like, this evening, I'm going to behave, and there are going to be no Ofcom complaints. I'm on best behaviour. And you put me with Jonathan Ross.
I'm mentoring you this year.
You're not. That's like turning up to an AA convention and your sponsor's Gaza. Like, he's going to lead me astray.
I've got some jokes I've written for him, some family-friendly jokes for Jack to do. And
so
he said he's not going to do them, but this will keep you out of trouble and get laughs.
Well, I'm very much looking forward to hearing those. Dara, Kristen, how are you?
We're great, we're fantastic. Kristen's just over essentially for the day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm so looking forward to questions about British politics, British television shows. Hits in the British charts over the last 12 months or so.
Yeah. This has been a great year for me. I became a woman. It was really touch and go, but I think it happened.
When you say you became a woman...
Just blossomed.
OK, Richard, you look composed and ready for this.
Yeah, it's been up and down as a year. A lot of sadness. Don't patronise me. But yeah, I'm here, I'm ready to quiz, I'm ready to take a sideways glance at the events of the previous 12 months. I look like his legal advisor.
That's exactly it. Could you talk me through the outfit? I mean, because you know, jackets...
Oh, just skate over mine.
That's a moat!
Are you all right, Noel?
As Noel's legal advisor, that is very dangerous.
Yeah.
Where there's blame, there's a claim.
Sue you.
Don't sue me.
I've got a dress on, look.
That is a hell of a look. That's a strong look.
Nearly broke my cheekbone.
Right, round one. Round one is all about the year's biggest news headlines. Chris Huhne was jailed for getting his wife to take speeding points. Whilst in prison, he was subjected to violent threats and verbal abuse. Although, to be fair, it was his decision to phone his family. In August, 2 young women were imprisoned in Peru on charges of drug smuggling. The girls, one from Northern Ireland and one from Glasgow, said they'd been living in terrible conditions. But now they were glad to be out and living in a Peruvian jail. Abu Qatada was deported to Jordan this year. It was the first time in history Heathrow security have let someone on the plane only after assurances that he didn't pack the bag himself. Of course, it wouldn't be a quiz without questions. Eyes down, everyone. Round one. First up, it's over to a man who made the transition from comedian to revolutionary in 2013. It's Russell Brand.
Hello, Jimmy Carr. Now, would you cast your mind back to January this year? Do you remember it came out that certain lasagnas and food and that meat food had horses' innards in it, like innards that had come out of a horse, a thing that the horse was when it was alive, that had become a type of food now. Iceland, the supermarket, was implicated negatively in all of that. What did Iceland boss Malcolm Walker say when he was asked whether he'd checked for horses in his food? What did he say? That's the question, Jimmy, that I'm passing on to you. Obviously, you can't ask questions directly, Jimmy. You don't have that degree of ability.
The claws are out.
It's remarkable.
Okay. Who's this man?
He's the head of Iceland, Malcolm Walker.
Did he say that the vegetarian burgers had pantomime horse in them?
No, he didn't, but it would have been brilliant if he had. OK, question number 2. Which event prompted BBC News reporter Simon McCoy to say, during an outside broadcast, plenty more to come from here, of course, none of it news?
Well, that's inappropriate.
Outside the building?
He was outside the building, yeah.
Right.
What was going on inside? What was going on? That's the question.
That's like the opposite of what you want a news reader to say.
That makes perfect sense.
You're meant to
Just
listen
think
to
of
me.
the question.
I'm older than you. You're meant to listen.
Stop bickering,
Do you know
you
the
two.
last time me and Jonathan worked together, we did a thing where we gave out an award. I got a tweet from someone, one of the most creative bits of abuse ever, saying Jonathan Ross is like a cyborg sent back in time to remind Jack Whitehall that he's still not funny.
Well done, trolls. OK, next up, we're going over to one of the biggest comedy stars in the world. It's Steve Carell, everyone.
Hi, Jimmy. Hi. 2013's been a funny old year. And one of the strangest events occurred in February when windows in over 4,000 buildings shattered in Russia. But can your teams remember why? Can they?
Oh, the geeks have got it.
Yeah, the geeks have got it. What's it? Is this?
Nothing. Next question. Why did a marriage proposal in July get tweeted about by Nick Clegg, written about in the Independent newspaper, and mentioned in the official parliamentary records?
Wow, it got tweeted?
That's amazing, because
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal, yeah.
Yeah.
It gets onto Twitter, that's
It's on Twitter.
And finally, it's over to the children of Mitchellbrook Primary School in Neasden, who are performing one of their unusual school plays. Can you tell me which news story they're acting out?
Trade, security, the economy. I agree. Ooh. I'm telling on you. Here are all the secrets. Yay! Oh, yeah! He is very naughty. Don't worry, you can live in Russia.
OK, so what news story were the kids of Mitchellbrook Primary School acting out there?
Jimmy, can I introduce a little idea to maybe make the stakes a little bit higher and a little bit more fun for everyone? Is that if Noel and Richard fail to get in the top two teams at the end, that they go backstage and switch outfits.
Yes.
It's a fine idea. I mean, we are prepared to take the same bet. Okay?
No, because I don't want to have to wear a cheap suit.
Dara, Kristen, are you up for this?
Whoa, I don't like where this is going at all.
OK, so everyone's up for this, it looks like, Dara.
We were doing joke answers. We're not doing joke answers now. If I have to wear that dress...
How dare you?
It's a lovely dress. I'm just saying I'm a very bit... It just won't work on me.
You should have confidence in your body.
I think if you wear it, you'll look like a massive Quality Street. It'll look amazing. OK, time for some answers. First up, Russell Brand asked you what explanation Malcolm Walker gave for not detecting horse meat in Iceland meals. What did you all put?
Well, we wrote nay, by which we meant he didn't. He said he'd never eaten it. He doesn't eat at Iceland.
What did you know?
He said yes.
Yes, there's horse meat, but only the best horses, only Lippenzinners. Yeah, no poor horse.
Yeah.
OK, that's not the exact right answer. We can go now to Richard.
I check once a month when I'm in the shower. Sorry, I'm confused. I couldn't fit all of it in. I'm sorry, I'm confused. Why would you ask me if I checked for horse meat? Because that would imply that I was sort of looking for it, which would implicate me. And so I'd probably try and dodge that question.
That's almost... I mean, that's almost what he said. Have a little look at what he actually said.
Constantly testing, checking, every week. Did we test for horse? No. But we haven't tested for dog or cat either. Oh, there might be dog and cat. You can't test for everything.
I wanted to see him list every animal he knew then and run out at Puma.
And then you walk in the background, he goes, oh, crow.
OK, so no one got that. Next question. I asked you what event prompted BBC News reporter Simon McCoy to say plenty more to come from here. Of course, none of it news.
This one we have got wrong.
What did you go for, Richard?
Gangbang inside, the whole place is going to blow.
Dara, what did you go for?
We began the opening of the Old News Museum.
Yep.
Oh. But that's still news.
Exactly.
Jonathan?
I don't know what Jack was thinking. Jack
The weather.
The weather.
None of it news. We've still got more stuff to come. None of it news. So that is what happened next. So
Well, let's take a look.
Well, plenty more to come from here, of course. None of it news, because that'll come from Buckingham Palace. But that won't stop us. But until then, we're going to be speculating about this royal birth with no facts to hand. Back to you, Ben.
Yeah, so it was the royal birth. It was the birth
Oh, right.
King William had George. Was this big news in America?
Oh, yes. It was a boy named George. And we were like, yay! We went back to our sad lives.
Well, let's have a little look at the royal family. Here they are. That's 4 generations.
Wow, he's got a long body. George looks like there when you pick a cat up and its feet are stuck to the carpet and its body goes really long.
Well, I'm not quite sure that's what's going on, but yeah, OK. Question number 3. Steve Carell asked you what caused windows in over 4,000 buildings to shatter in Russia this year. Did you know?
A big old meteor.
Big old meteor caused 4,000 windows
Oh!
Yeah.
to shatter. OK, Noel, Richard, what did you put?
We put asteroid or some other space business.
Well, that feels pretty good.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Jack, Jonathan?
We put Miley Cyrus on a ball. I thought maybe... the ball smashed the window. But I've got a joke for Jack to do, which is kind of more family-friendly than the material he's used to doing.
OK.
Tell me now.
Do this. This is going to work for you. Support him in this stage, Jimmy. It could be a whole new career. The windows shouldn't have broken in Russia because they had only just been...
Putin.
All right, so should we have a little look? Let's have a look. This is the meteor in question.
What's this? The asteroid.
Good tunes.
Wow.
All right, I asked you why a marriage proposal in July got tweeted about, written about in The Independent and mentioned in the official parliamentary records. What did you get?
I thought a dog
Married
proposed to a
together.
cat because that's a lovely story.
Dara, what did you go with?
We said it's a gay thing, and I put 2 little love hearts, but actually one of them looked like Pac-Man, so I gave him an eye. So we think it's, gay marriage. That's
Gay marriage. Noel, Richard, what did you get?
Gay marriage.
Yeah.
So point for Dara and Kristen, a point for Noel and Richard. It was the first gay marriage proposal. The first ceremony is expected to take place in March 2014, and the first marriage proposal was between Ed Fordham and Russell Eagling. Congratulations, boys. And finally, we saw the children of Mitchellbrook Primary School performing an unusual school play. What event were they acting out? Did you get this?
Spy-Man.
What did you get, Dara?
And Edward Snowden was the spy man's name, although he wasn't actually, it wasn't his spying. He just opened up the files of the spies.
Of the NSA, yeah.
And people got really upset because, oh my God, they're spying. And you're going,
People were
But these-
mildly upset. I think with the age of YouTube and Twitter, people are like, oh, someone's watching me all the time? Cool.
means they're actually sexy.
Yeah, no, it's
NSA. Often when I step out of the shower, I go, who's watching now?
It's like, oh,
in particular?
I've only got 2 followers, but I've always got the NSA.
Don't I? Are you there, boys?
I've got a joke for you about this spy-man. They locked him in a building, and he couldn't get out because he was
snowed in.
What did you guys get, Noel? Richard?
We got snowed down.
Snowed down, fine, near enough. Armageddon watership down.
I thought I saw a rabbit, but it wasn't as a child.
And I thought I saw Bruce Willis.
Near enough. I think everyone gets a point there. Everyone gets a point. Well, let's check in on the scores. Jack and Jonathan have 1 point. Count them. 1. Dara and Christian and Noel and Richard have both got 3.
First.
That's all for part 1. See you in a bit. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of 2013. This round is all about the year in TV and movies. Peter Capaldi was announced as the new Doctor Who. we all have different opinions on who the best Doctor was, just like we all have different opinions on who the second worst was after Sylvester McCoy. Simon Cowell announced he's going to become a father. He's not revealed if he's expecting a boy or a girl, or indeed a group. Greg Wallace allegedly punched a man in the face at a dinner event over claims the man groped his girlfriend's backside. He wasn't annoyed that the man felt of his girlfriend, just that he said it was soggy, tasteless and with a terrible texture. Let's remind ourselves what we were watching this year.
I got this feeling on the summer day when you were gone. I crashed my car into the bridge. I must have let it burn. I threw your shit into a bag and pushed it down the stairs. I crashed my car into the bridge. I don't care. I love it. I don't care. I got this feeling on the summer day when you were gone.
Yes! Yes!
Compensating.
OK, some big fat questions now. For our first question, it's over to two of my favourite teachers from Educating Yorkshire, Mr Mitchell and Mr Burton.
Yes.
This show's so good.
Hi, Jimmy. Now, Educating Yorkshire was full of incredible and sometimes very moving moments. One of the most memorable was when Mr Burton here helped Musharraf overcome his stammer.
But can you remember what technique I used?
Were they mumbling? Because it sounded terrible.
That's a Yorkshire accent. That's how they talk in Yorkshire.
Sorry.
They say things like tin, tin, tin.
What does that mean?
That means it isn't in the tin. Tin, tin, tin. No, tin, tin, tin. OK, so Musharraf had a stutter and one of the teachers helped him to overcome it. How did he overcome him? It's an incredible, powerful, wonderful moment of TV.
I cried so much when I watched that.
Oh my God,
It was
sweet for
so-
you, in my mind.
Yeah. But I cry too much.
You cry everything?
Everything. I cried at an episode of Deal or No Deal the other day. All this woman wanted was to take her daughter on holiday, and then she got a blue at the end, and I just went completely gone.
Spoiler alert, I haven't seen it.
Deal or No Deal. It is the most amazing show ever. Basically,
Well,
this
I'm
guy
not
opens all these boxes, and in one of them is a severed head. And you don't know which one it's going to be in.
And then you just got to deal with it or not deal with it.
OK. Next question, very simple. What happened inside this box?
That's Mariella Fostrup, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the book show.
No, it's the other show you saw.
Next question. In January this year, Quentin Tarantino had a fairly lively interview with Channel 4 News. But what memorable phrase did Tarantino use during the interview?
It's your handwriting. It's
What's
like a
that
doctor's
say?
handwriting.
I know.
I'm slutty.
Yeah, I am.
You look it.
OK, next question. Joey Essex was everyone's favourite on I'm a Celebrity this year. In the jungle, he admitted he wasn't able to do two basic things. What were they? There's a point on offer for each.
Yep, got it.
Got it, that's a...
Got it?
Sure.
You know, I love Joey Essex was on Splash last year, and he went up the high board, and he said, "Oh, I'm a bit scared up here, mate. This is a bit scary." And Tom Daly said, "Well, it's like a second home to me." He went, "You live here?"
OK, finally, it's over to my favourite bake-off contestant, Ruby Tando.
Hi, Jimmy. We all had our bake-off disasters at one point or another, but the unluckiest of all was poor Howard, who managed to lose his custard. Can your teams remember what happened to it?
You remember this?
That's not a euphemism.
No, but the way Ruby said it there didn't help anyone, did it? How did he lose his custard? Thank you, Ruby. OK. Have you all got answers?
Yeah, we did.
OK, fabulous. Mr Burton and Mr Mitchell asked you how Musharraf overcame his stammer in Educating Yorkshire. Who got this?
We went for a gluten-free diet and tickles.
Get off that gluten and get your tickles and talk straight.
No, Richard.
Prolonged sarcasm.
Jack, Jonathan, what have you got?
The answer, that's what we've got.
Took his parents hostage.
Yeah.
Oh, well, sure, let's have a look.
Breath, nice and loud, nice and proud. Can we right, one thing, and it's only because I watched the King's speech quite recently, all right?
Okay.
One thing he does, right, because it's a very similar thing to you, in that he just can't get the words out. But one thing he does do is he makes him listen to some music, right? And then when he's listening to the music, gets him to do it again.
Okay.
So have you got your phone with you?
No.
Right, just plug it into mine. I'll put you some awful music on.
Okay.
Right? Right, you ready?
No, yes, sir.
There?
Okay, that's right.
Go for it. 1, 2, 3.
The moment when, after many years of hard work, that I own this is the same moment when the trees unloose their soft arms from around you, the birds take back their language. You never found us, it was always the other way round.
Bloody hell. That's insane.
Mush your app, everyone. It's amazing, right?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really lovely. OK, I asked you what happened inside this box. What did you get?
That box, that looks like Tron's shed.
What have you got answer-wise?
Water rafting that culminates in sexy biz.
Well, we didn't specifically know about the water rafting in there, but definitely there was sexy biz. Dara?
People
Kristen?
doing sex.
People doing sex.
What?
Yeah.
Inside the box.
In the box.
No, hold it.
It was Mo Farah.
He saw...
Mo Farah completed it.
Mo Farah was in that box. You saw him?
I've realised I was thinking of The Cube. And this is a different show, but I bet if Mo Farah did this show, he'd nail it as well.
That was the box from Channel 4 Sex Box. Let's have a look.
In a few minutes, a couple will enter this box, they'll have sex, and then immediately afterwards come out and talk frankly about what they did. To me, a panel of internationally renowned sex experts, and in front of our studio audience. Welcome to Sex Box.
How do they know they really did it?
They
Like, they could just be like, yeah, we did it, and woo! You know, and they were just sitting in the box, just like, okay, let's go.
OK, next up, I asked you what memorable phrase Quentin Tarantino used when he didn't like one of Christian Guru Murphy's questions on Channel 4 News. Did you get this?
Yes. He said, I don't have to answer that, you're not my mummy.
I can tell you that's not right. Dara? Kristen?
It may look like I've written, I'm shatting your ass down, but that is just merely bad handwriting on my part. I'm shutting your ass down.
Noel, Richard, what did you put?
No, you said I'm shutting your butt down.
Let's have a look.
Yeah. So you don't want to talk about anything serious?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about what you want to talk about. I don't want to talk about the implications of violence. I haven't wanted... Because the reason I don't want to talk about it is I've said everything I have to say about it. If anyone cares what I have to say about it, they can Google me. And they can look for 20 years what I have to say about it. I haven't changed my opinion one iota.
No, but you haven't fleshed it out. That's the only reason.
It's not my job to flesh it out.
No, it's my job to try and ask you to.
And I'm shutting your butt down.
So, Dara, Kristen, you get points. Noel, Richard, you get points. Woo! Jonathan, Jack, you get none there.
Unfair.
OK, next, I asked you what two basic things Joey Essex revealed he couldn't do on I'm a Celebrity. Did you know?
Yeah. Croquet and crochet.
It's very hard to do at the same time.
And he gets confused between them, so whenever he tries to do crochet, he does it with a mallet.
Dara? Kristen?
Zip, read and write. Is that right?
It's weirder than that. OK, and Noel, Richard, what do you go for?
Make decisions and oscillate.
Let's have a look.
Don't do it. Pick your nose if you have to.
I can't blow my nose.
Can't you? All right.
Never learnt how to do it.
Just blow, like, hold your mouth and blow.
I can't do it. I can't go like that. So I have to go like that. Things that you don't really need to know, I don't really know. You sound so stupid. Yeah, I learned to do my laces and stuff, obviously, because that's I needed to, obviously, tie my laces up for the rest of my life. But blowing your nose, you can just you don't have to do it the professional way, say. You can just do it the Joey way. 15, 30 minutes past 9. I can tell the time on a digital, but I just can't tell it on an actual, like a round one, what goes like that.
I retract any feeling that we were harsh.
This is the best TV you've got. Listen, Sex in a Box.
Can I just say, this is really pernickety and so annoying, and I don't want to come back to it, but if you do play croquet, you do have to go clockwise to play. So technically, not knowing how to tell the time, he wouldn't be able to play croquet. If you went anti-clockwise, you'd be disqualified and you'd lose the game.
The idea he can't blow his nose is he can't do it like a professional. That was the amazing bit, like a pro. I can't do it like a pro, you know, these pro guys. They're good.
I book them for children's parties all the time. They come in and they do dun, 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 boom, across the room.
Finally, Ruby from Bake Off asked you what happened to Howard's custard. Did anyone remember?
He piped it into Paul Hollywood's soggy bottom.
Is that allowed?
Well, that's just
allowed,
a bit of silly Radio 4 slap and tickle.
What have you got, Noel, Richard?
He just forgot where it was.
That is almost a definition of losing it.
Yeah, to be honest. Seems reasonable.
Dara, Kristen?
I think somebody stole it. Somebody used his custard in their trifle.
OK, so it was Deborah. We're going to show it now. If you're of a sensitive disposition, it might be an idea to look away. It's pretty upsetting.
My custard. Oh, no.
I'm so sorry, Howard.
What's happened?
I used Howard's custard by error. We were both in the same fridge, and I forgot what my bowl was, and I've used his. I haven't used it all, but I am really upset.
Howard, this is like it's like a recurring nightmare. So now you've taken possession of Deborah's custard.
And his own, and I'm really sorry.
I've got some of
my own.
Jerry. Yeah, more English TV gold there for you. Wow. Someone used my custard. Fucking hell. But she didn't use it all, did she? So there was a bit there.
But he still had to go and make more.
Oh, fucking hell, no! How did he cope?
No.
He's in the kitchen, so there can't have been any more custard there.
How many times have you made custard?
Oh!
It's really hard.
I buy it. You can get it in cartons.
OK, time now for a special bonus round about movies. I'm going to show you pictures from 3 of the biggest movies of the year, which have all been subtly improved. All you've got to do, tell me the names of the films, OK?
Yeah.
Ready for this? Here's your first one.
I think Jimmy looks brilliant.
Yeah, that's a better haircut than what you got now. I like your hair now, oh boo-boo.
OK, next one.
Oh, my God.
Any hurtful comments?
normal picture of Jimmy at home in his onesie. That is.
I like that haircut too on you.
Thank you very much. OK, and the third one?
That's quite good hair fall.
That image made my orbs fizz slightly.
Your orbs?
What I'm saying, Jimmy, is if I was drunk in Camden, I would get off with you.
You look like you're coming out of a gorilla's vagina.
A tiara would not develop in a gorilla's womb. There's not the pressure to create that kind of rock.
OK, let's have a look, see what you got.
Star Trek, Behind the Candelabra, Great Gatsby.
OK, Dara?
We've
Kristen?
gone that, although I think we've misspelled it and actually written the second was Behind the Candelabra. Very different film.
Behind the Candelabra is pretty acceptable, I think. And what have you gone for, Noel and Richard?
Star Trek 2.
OK.
Liberace Behind the Candelabra.
The Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby.
Well, you're all 3 for 3. It was, of course, Mr. Spock in Star Trek, Michael Douglas in Behind the Candelabra, and I was Kerry Mulligan in The Great Gatsby. Let's see what that's done to the scores. OK, Jack and Jonathan have 4 points.
Wow,
Noel and Richard have 8 in the lead. Kristen and Dara with 9 points. Now, in a last-ditch attempt to inject some life into the British economy, here are some ads. I wonder if there's any sales on. Welcome Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. This round is all about the year in music. David Bowie surprised everyone by releasing his first album in 10 years. His previous album was released on something called a CD, and you got it from a place called a record shop, which was a building you actually had to go to, and you had to pay for it. It was rubbish. The Spice Girls musical Viva Forever closed after just 6 months. The problem was the casting. Turns out it's quite hard to find actresses who can't sing or dance.
Kill Jimmy! Kill Jimmy! Kill Jimmy! Kill Jimmy!
Thank you for your support.
We're hoping that'll catch on as a kind of nationwide catchphrase.
Bonnie Tyler represented the UK in this year's Eurovision Song Contest. Bonnie wrote the song in Wales, recorded it in Nashville, and fucked it up in Sweden. Right, time for some more questions. First, it's over to X Factor judge and pop impresario Louis Walsh.
Louis.
Hi, Jamie. How are you? Now I know what it's like to be in the glare of the public eye. Just like celebrity super couple Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. They had a baby daughter in June, and everyone wanted to know what they would call her. Can your teams remember what it was?
Oh, yeah. OK, so we all know this. Noel, let's try and get some valuable points in.
Look at Brucey.
I love that song. Don't you love that Kanye West song, Bout Bound 2 is kind of... It's like the most mental song ever, and it's kind of genius. I know it's hard to be in love. It's all like that.
You just set
and then
back
we should do it. And then she's lying on the thing.
Don't do it. Yeah, like, I'll be on the motorcycle.
She's really... No, but she's not that into it.
Bring out the bomb.
He's the motorcycle.
There's a motorcycle.
There's a motorcycle?
Yeah.
And then he's going, where's he going, you know?
I
know. You're dying. Nobody.
Is it on the motorcycle? Is it going?
OK, if you could just come out and talk frankly about what you've just done. Next up, which controversial chart topper has been banned in 20 UK universities, led to an American dance coach being fired and a lawsuit with Marvin Gaye? Who was responsible for all of that this year?
Start saying bang in the middle of songs?
Because a lot of people, you know,
that could be one.
They don't know what's what, but I do.
OK, next question. Beyonce got into trouble for not doing something at Barack Obama's inauguration. Can you remember what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, the answer can't just be yes, I can remember.
You've
got to write down what it was.
You've incorrectly framed the question. I claim my point.
I know that.
During the chart rundown on April 14th, BBC Radio refused to play the #2 single in full. Can you tell me why?
Oh.
Yes. OK. You're sure?
Yep. Finally, it's over to the Channel 4 newsroom where Jon Snow has a special bulletin about one of this year's biggest hits. Over to you, John.
An American building contractor is facing legal action after it emerged that she inadvertently demolished a residence whilst trying to gain entry. She issued an apology to the homeowner, insisting, "I never meant to start a war. I just wanted you to let me in," and adding that she just closed her eyes and swung. This is not the first time the woman's professional conduct has been called into question, as she was previously found licking tools and operating heavy machinery while fully nude.
Jon Snow there, God bless him. OK, so what hit song was John reporting on?
Yes. Yes.
What's the song called again?
Balls.
Well, that's very much the question, Jack. OK.
Shoot.
Well done.
All right. First up, Louis Walsh asked you what Kim and Kanye call their baby. Did you know?
Fred West.
It's a lovely name. Dara, Kristen?
It's north.
North. And Noel, Richard?
North by Northwest.
That's the full name.
So his middle name is by Northwest?
Yeah.
No, by North. By North. West is its last name.
It's no more ridiculous than the actual name, is it?
No.
It's a fabulous name. Yes, they did christen their child North. So no points for you, Jack and Jonathan, but everyone else. Guess one. OK, next I asked you which controversial chart topper has been banned in 20 universities, led to an American dance coach being fired and a lawsuit with Marvin Gaye. Did you get it?
Aled Jones. A lot of people
see Aled on TV and they think, there he is, face of an angel, voice of an angel, but behind closed doors, he is absolutely bonkers.
Christian, Dara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you gone for?
We've gone for creepy Robin Thicke.
Creepy?
Creepy Robin Thicke.
Why creepy?
He's just creepy. Look at him. You clean him with a wire brush. He's so dirty, sleazy, get out of here. Yeah, he's horrible.
He's horrible.
I've really taken against him.
Really?
Really, I've gone against him.
I'm okay with them. I mean, the lyrics are a bit date rapey. I know you want it. I know you want it. I know you're saying one thing, but I know.
Yeah, it's hard. Those are going to be the actual lyrics, but
What's
the...
the song called? No means yes.
Yeah.
It might as well be known. It's called
Yeah.
Blurred Lines.
Yeah.
But that, basically, the content, the idea is...
Yeah,
What was that? No? Oh, yeah, whatever.
No is such an ambiguous word, though, isn't it? What does it mean?
It's a nightmare for me, because my name sounds like Noel. No. Northwest. Let's carry on now.
It's very ambiguous when someone says, I don't want you to have sex with me. What do they mean by that? Like, are they I just don't know where you stand these days.
So let's have a quick look at Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines.
What a prick.
An idiot, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's just an idiot. Just an idiot. I don't think he's mean. I don't think he even knows what it means. He's just a fucking idiot.
I did a show where I sat next to him. I mean, his legs were like so thrust apart and the big bulging crotch was in your face and it was just all so
Oh,
unnecessary.
you know you want it.
The show I was on was Alan Carr Chatty Man, which is actually a great show. Don't know if anyone's seen it, so tune in. He does great interviews.
Yeah, but he mainly gets B-listers.
OK. Next up, I asked you what Beyoncé didn't do at Obama's inauguration. Did you know?
Yes. We believe she didn't sing. She mimed there, and I'm saying she didn't sing, but apparently it wasn't actually Beyoncé because Beyoncé couldn't make it, so they had to sing...
Beyoncé.
I like that one. That worked. Dara, Christian?
Well, I think I got to go. She lip synced. She didn't sing.
Noel, Richard, what did you get?
Miming, singing.
Miming, singing. That's the right answer. Everyone gets a point. I asked you why BBC Radio refused to play the #2 single In Full on April 14th. Did you know?
Because it was shit.
Angry young man.
Dara, Christian.
Thatcher just died, and it was Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. And they said they played an excerpt of it and explained why it was in the chart rather than making everyone listen to the entire thing, which is very fair, because actually, once you've got the gag, it's a whole song. Witch is Dead. Because it goes on for 3 minutes of that, like, I get the joke. Witch is dead, witch is dead.
No, Richard, you got this.
Ding dong, the witch is dead.
It was Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead from The Wizard of Oz, which reappeared in the Judge following Margaret Thatcher's death. OK? Finally, Jon Snow reported on one of the biggest hits of the year. Did you know what it was?
Yes.
Miley Cyrus.
And the song was?
It was where
Look
she's
at me.
But she's on the wrecking ball.
No, Richard, you got this.
Yeah.
Christian, Dara?
Oh, Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball,
Right.
Sexy space. Why do people think she's being... Oh, she's awful, she's all gone sexual. There's nothing sexual about somebody going... ramming their tongue.
Hold it, you know, do that again with your tongue, because you look a bit like her. Look, if we give you the hair stuff, get your tongue out.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Wow, that's pretty hot. Pretty good.
Let's have a look at Miley Cyrus.
I met Miley Cyrus on a show, actually. I was doing Graham Norton on the...
That's a good show, isn't it, Jack?
It's a great show. And
It's a great show to do.
She was actually very nice. It was back when she was in the Disney days. She's quite A-list.
OK, all right. Time for a very special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new landlord of the Queen Vic. It's Danny Dyer, everyone. Should I say Mick Carter? You're the new landlord of the Queen Vic.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you think you're going to die? Because in EastEnders, they either get run over or there's a gas explosion or occasionally shot. If you had to put a bet on now...
No, I want to do an Ian Bill. I want to ask me now. I'm done. I want to stay another 20 stretch. You know what I mean?
A 20 stretch?
Yeah.
Very few actors talk about
Jimmy,
jobs in
I don't
terms
know
of...
what he means.
No, yeah.
I bet very few prisons are impressed by. Where did you do your 20 stretch? In EastEnders.
How was your Christmas, Danny? Did you have a couple of jars and get off your fucking nut?
Nice bit of goose.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bit of goose. That's Cockney rhyming slang for slag.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Shut up. Goosey rag, slag.
It's not.
How was your year?
Good. Did a film called Vendetta. It's out now. Come out on the 23rd. It's a strong piece of work. Jack, you've seen it?
Very good. Came out on the 23rd, closed on the 25th. Brilliant. It didn't. It is really good. It's violent, though, isn't it?
It's very violent, yeah.
Very scary.
Hold it, Jack's trying to get a bit tough now, but it's violent. It's violent, innit? A minute ago, it's about croquet rules.
OK, come on, question time. I've got a question for us. You're the new landlord of the Queen Vic.
Yeah, that's what I've got to read.
suitable
Right, for fuck's sake. I'm the new landlord of the Queen Vic.
I've just said that.
That's what I'm saying.
Danny,
It was on the telly yesterday, Danny.
Are you wearing leggings or what they say?
Have we caught you in the middle of a Shakespeare play?
You seen him, Sam? Fucking hell, what's that?
Can you pirouette? Can you make it like that?
Well, you look like you're in panto, that's all. Panto, fuck you, mate. What? Fuck's sake.
The second half of the Nutcracker starts soon.
I think they're called jeggings.
There's a blurred line right there.
It's big, look, because they're quite feminine, if you want to see how a real man should dress, Noel, stand up and show it. Jesus.
I must be the only person in here who's thinking these jeans are a bit baggy.
Come on, Danny, question.
Right, I'm the new landlord of the Queen Vic.
We know.
Bonnie Langford called. She wants her top back.
Come on,
Let's do it.
Right.
It's not as easy as it looks.
It's a right poxy question, all right.
Well, let me get this straight. You're the landlord of the Queen Vic. All right, go on. I'm still with you, just...
This year?
Yeah.
Yes, realistic.
Right, this year, Weatherspoons announced they're opening a new pub in a questionable location. Can you remember where? I couldn't give one fuck at this point.
OK, so you all write something down. So Weatherspoons are opening a pub in a questionable location.
Where was that? I don't know.
How long have you been on the show, then? How long have you been filming these
Well, a couple of months.
Is it hard? Is it hard work?
I'm fucked, to be honest. Fucking shattered.
You need this like a hole in the head. Yeah. OK, Jack and Jonathan, what have you got?
Yeah, we don't know for sure. Albert Square, next to the Queen Vic.
And then we drew a little picture of Danny.
Of the landlord.
Aye.
OK, what have you got, Dara and Kristen?
Maybe somewhere in or on the river, but we also drew a little picture of Danny.
OK, and Noel, Richard, what do you put?
Drainpipe Village.
They actually opened a pub called the Hope and Champion on the at the services on the M40.
That's it, see?
Yeah.
Right, Monaco. See you later. People.
Danny Dyer, everyone. Danny Dyer. Thanks for coming on, Danny. Come on, Danny Dyer. Right, let's have a look and see what that's done to the scores. Jack and Jonathan have got 6, Dara and Christian have 14, Noel and Richard have 13. We're off for a quick break, see you in 2. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz 2013. This round is all about the year in sport. Cyclist Lance Armstrong confessed all on Oprah about his drug use. Oprah said Armstrong was emotional and intense. Well, that's drugs for you. As well as confessing to taking drugs, the cyclist also admitted peddling. Andy Murray stormed to victory at Wimbledon in July. It was 77 years since the last Englishman won Wimbledon. Fred Perry, who had to beat Ben Sherman, Ted Baker and Ron Superdry along the way. I'm not saying Andy Murray is dour, but he took his victory champagne and put it in the fridge to save for a special occasion. OK, time for some questions. First one. In July this year, Andy Murray stormed to victory at Wimbledon, but what teenage behaviour were Hollywood actors Gerard Butler and Bradley Cooper caught doing at the final?
You should write some jokes for him.
Yeah!
Beaches are always like, it was a really tough man. You really want to laugh. Oh, he's like Superman. And he goes, yeah, it was really difficult. Write a joke for him, Jimmy, you selfish fuck.
He's a lovely fella. He's dropped into Mockthwee twice. He's thinking for sport relief for us. He's great. He laughs at himself. Lovely fella. Everything's all...
What, are you going out with him? Why don't you marry him?
You can now.
From March, I can.
Where did you watch the match from?
I watched the match from inside his tennis bag. He didn't know I was there. It was brilliant. I was in there amongst the sweatbands and his old pants.
Handing him bananas.
Handing him Lucozade. He loved it. It was a really tough match.
It's a very good Andy Murray. OK, next question. How did the normally genteel Oxford and Cambridge boat race land the BBC in trouble with Ofcom this year? Have you seen the Oxford-Cambridge boat race, Kristen?
Never. Wait, I did. I saw it on Social Network.
Oh, yes,
Yes,
OK.
it's in the Social Network, you're right.
It was
yes,
in the
okay.
Social Network.
So it's that, basically.
Well, it's a real thing. How did they get into trouble with the BBC? They showed coverage of that and they got
Lots
into
of
trouble.
things in the film The Social Network are real things. Nobody thinks they invented, like, rowing for the sake of the film The Social Network, and then ever since that film came out...
Yeah, it's not like Americans watching it thinking that's like Quidditch. It doesn't really happen.
Next, it's over to the chirpiest man in pop, Ollie Murs.
Yay. Hi, Jimmy. Ollie Murs here. Now, when I'm not in the studio making records, I'm no stranger to the football pitch. But can your teams tell me what was unusual about the new signing to Doncaster Rovers reserve team this year?
So, Kristen, very much a question for you there. Doncaster Rovers, what was unusual about their signing? Come on. This must have been big news in America.
It was big news in America.
Oh, OK, so over to Christine Ahuragu for our next question.
Hi, Jimmy. Now, I've had a pretty good 2013. I won a gold medal at the World Championships for the second time, and I was named Athlete of the Year for a third time. It was also a big year for David Beckham, who signed for Paris Saint-Germain in January, his last club before retiring. But can your teams tell me what he immediately did with all the money?
OK.
Oh, did you know that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, he knows a lot of stuff.
He really does.
Yeah, but Beckham was an achievement.
It doesn't look like it, but he knows stuff.
Do you know what I'd do if I was David Beckham and I had all that money and international fame? First thing I'd do, I would go up to those people that do the caricatures in Leicester Square and just buy the one of myself. Do you know the way they always have a David Beckham there, ready to go? It's like an example. How sweet would that be? Everyone else is queuing, it takes ages to get drawn. You're David Beckham, you just turn up, yeah.
One off the
I'll
shelf.
have that one off the shelf, and off I go.
With all your money.
I like David Beckham. He was on my show with Will Ferrell. A couple of fucking A-listers there.
Yeah, he came on your show then, but 2 weeks prior to that, I definitely saw him on the Alan Titchmarsh show. He's seeing other hosts.
OK, let's get some answers. First up, I asked you what teenage behaviour Gerard Butler and Bradley Cooper were caught doing during the Wimbledon final.
They blanked Jonathan Ross.
No.
Jonathan was there at the final and he was trying to be friends and say, oh, you come on my show. And they were like, fuck off. They were. You were both there at that
We were there.
final.
Well, I was there with Jimmy.
Yeah.
We actually saw it. He worked there before. I know
You
what
were trying to flirt with them. You're like, oh, I'd love to have you on Bradley. And they're like, I'm afraid we're booked for loose women.
Dara, Christian.
They were jumping about and high-fiving and...
Or breakdancing?
They brought lino and they spun on their heads. They were high-fiving each other and...
No.
OK, what? Noel? Richard?
Necking and texting and giving each other Eskimo kisses.
Eskimo kisses?
Yes, with the nose and...
Could you know?
Yeah, we could, but we'd rather...
I would have done it then. You were such a slut.
You were about to...
I'll give you one.
We'd rather have sex in the box.
No one wants to see that.
The answer was they were spotted actually taking a selfie. Taking a little selfie there of themselves.
Taking a selfie, sent to Paul O'Grady saying, please let me on your show, otherwise...
OK, I asked you how the boat race landed the BBC in trouble with Ofcom. What did you put?
We put no oars.
Yeah, so they were doing it like, you know, when you're in the bath and you can't get the hot water down there.
OK, Dara, Kristen.
I didn't know. I thought nip slips.
Oh, that's good. You're rolling and suddenly, oh, what's that?
What's so many nipples.
I think I'm literally on
The
every
children.
stroke. Doing. Little singlets moving to the sides.
Worse than nip slips is if your cocks slips out. I mean, very much a rowing piece.
And you said swearing as well. Noel and Richard?
Cox did a swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a little bit of swearing. Oscar Zarilla, the Oxford cock, swore all the way through.
Yeah, but he's the Cox. It's like, it doesn't matter what he says. If Claire Balding said it's time for the fucking boat race, then you could complain, but he's the Cox.
Next up, Ollie Mers asked you what was unusual about Doncaster Rovers' new reserve signing. Did you get it?
He is a she.
Well, I think Dara got
I think, yeah, it's a
Dara.
member of, I think it's One Direction. I can't be, you know, but it's one of those bands.
Yeah. So our answer is still valid. He is a she. I love it.
No, Richard?
One Direction.
That's right.
The answer is it's Louis Tomlinson from One Direction is their new reserve signing for Doncaster Rovers.
Wow.
Wow.
There he is.
He's the one on the right, yeah.
OK, next up, Christine Ahuragu asked you what David Beckham did with all his wages when he signed for Paris Saint-Germain. Any ideas?
Over to Jonathan.
I think he was going to a market and he exchanged the money for some magic beans.
Victoria was furious. She threw the beans out the window.
And overnight, a giant beanstalk grew. And young David went up the beanstalk.
He was very brave, but he was also scared because there's a giant living at the top of this. 3, 4, 5 from I smell a range of colognes.
OK, Dara, Christian?
He gave his money to children's charities.
OK, Noel, Richard?
He bought new shin pads. No, charity, we put, look, at the start. Charity.
Or a flat screen 3D enabled TV.
I can see the charity there. So the answer was David Beckham gave all his wages to a French children's charity. But he's regretting that now. He's got to support a wife and 4 kids on his pension. And now for a bonus question. It's over to the Big Fat Quiz's Masterpiece Theatre, where actor Charles Dance is reading from a celebrity biography published this year.
Chapter 5. I sometimes have to pinch myself when I think of what I'm doing and how lucky I am. Not long ago, I was out and Steven Gerrard, the England player, came up to me and shook my hand and was like, I love the show, I always watch it. I nearly choked on my vodka. I couldn't believe it. It was crazy. And I was like, WTF? We had some banter and I couldn't get my head round it. My legs were like jelly. Lol. By the time I got invited to Jamelia's birthday party at Mavida and swapped numbers of Pixie Lot, the most starstruck I've ever been is when I sort of met Beyoncé at her perfume launch. I love Beyoncé, but unfortunately she had a load of security around her, so I had to just look at her. Sad face. Then there was that time I was late for the Twilight premiere and ended up on the red carpet next to Taylor Lautner and Robert Pattinson. I fancied a pair of them. I definitely wouldn't say no. And I couldn't believe it was happening and that I was actually next to them. It was brilliant. Hashtag the good times.
Charles Dance there. Very good. OK. So what celebrity autobiography was that from?
Why?
Have you all got something?
Yeah.
OK. So, Jack, you've gone for?
He went for?
Baroness Trumpington of Sandwich.
Almost the opposite of that. Dara and Christian.
We've gone for legendary cleric Bishop Desmond Tutu. It's the tech speak that gave it away.
No, Richard.
We put his own autobiography. It might be a double bluff. He didn't seem to even be looking at the book.
It was like he'd lived it.
He was reading by candlelight. It was like Cyrano de Bergerac. There's no way he could have been reading the
Also,
word.
that didn't even look like the book.
No.
It was leather-bound.
That was something out of a jumble sale at the props department. The whole thing's a fucking sham.
Let's go back and see.
That was an extract from Secrets of an Essex Girl by Lauren Goodyear. A Maze.
I actually don't know who that is.
She's in The Only Way is Essex.
Ah, right.
Let's see what that's done to the scores. OK, so Jack and Jonathan have 6 points. Noel and Richard have 16. Dara and Christian in the lead with 17 points at this stage. Time for a good break, 2 and 3. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz. This round is all about the people who made this year memorable. Tommy Robinson quit as head of the EDL, which is a shame, as I was just thinking about switching my gas and electric to them. He quit because he said there were too many far-right extremists, which is a bit like giving up Grindr because you keep meeting gay men. 17-year-old Paris Brown resigned from being Britain's first youth police and crime commissioner after tweeting about taking drugs, having sex and getting drunk. She's now head of the Co-op Bank. OK, ready for more questions?
Yes.
Straight over to the walking encyclopedia from Pointless, Richard Osman.
Hi, Jimmy. Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a good time. Now, it's a fairly well-known TV fact that because I'm Richard out of Pointless, I never get anything wrong. However, this year, the Vatican did get something wrong. They had to recall 6,000 coins they'd issued to commemorate the inauguration of Pope Francis. Why did they have to recall them? Can your teams remember the fairly major mistake that they made?
OK, so the coins to commemorate the inauguration of Pope Francis had something wrong with them. What was it? Next question. Justin Bieber had a hell of a year. He punched a photographer, he had his tour bus raided, was allegedly filmed leaving a brothel in South America, even had his pet monkey confiscated by German authorities. But how did a visit to Amsterdam prove particularly controversial? Go into all the papers, a big story.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're obliged to read it.
I think you'll like this one.
Be that as it may.
OK. I think you know this.
I don't believe I do.
Did you say, I don't believe I do? You did say that.
You did.
Shoot me in the head
Subconsciously,
now.
you're
That's
a believer.
good. We should write that down.
Yeah, we'll write that down.
I don't believe it. And that could be a new catchphrase.
I don't believe
It's
it.
Justin
I don't
Bieber.
believe it. Kill Jimmy, kill Jimmy, kill Jimmy.
Yay. OK, next question. I'm very excited to say we're going over to the one, the only, Will Ferrell.
Hi, Jimmy. Now, as you know, former President George W. Bush has given me a lot of great material over the years. But even I felt a pang of sympathy for him when his emails were hacked this year. The leaks revealed he'd taken up an extraordinary new hobby. Can your teams tell me what it was?
No, that's wrong.
It's correct.
It's not only wrong, it's probably libelous.
It's not. I do the politics questions, you do the silly Justin Bieber ones. That's how we work as a dynamic.
OK, next question. MEP Godfrey Bloom caused embarrassment for UKIP this year after a string of high-profile gaffes. Can you name one of his gaffes?
No, what do you do? Oh, yeah.
OK, final question. Dame Helen Mirren hit the headlines for doing something rather unexpected while dressed as the Queen. What was it?
Oh, yeah.
Huh? Yes. That is not what happened.
Yeah, it could be. I would do that.
She would have woken up.
OK, has everyone got something? We'll go for the answers. First up, Richard Osman asked you what mishap befell the set of commemorative coins produced for Pope Francis this year. Did you know?
Yes.
They were
Okay.
chocolate coins.
OK, Dara, Kristen?
I thought the worst thing that you could give them would be melted down Wiccan nickels.
A Wiccan nickel.
A Wiccan nickel
Yeah,
would
melted
be
down into the Pope's
So a
commemorative
witch's
coin.
Oh my God! Can I just say that photo looks like Baby George all grown up. That is weird.
What's on the background? Is he going through a Stargate?
OK, Richard, no.
They had condoms on them.
All the coins.
Had condoms on them.
So no one got that. I can tell you the answer. The answer was 6,000 coins had to be recalled because they said Lesus instead of Jesus.
Is Lesus the lizard Jesus?
Lizard Jesus, yeah. Next up, I asked you what Justin Bieber did in Amsterdam that proved particularly controversial. Did anyone know?
Well, Jonathan's just put Anne Frank.
Anne Frank.
Yeah, but the question was, what did he do? We need to elaborate there. He went to the Anne Frank Museum and he signed in the book saying, I think Anne Frank would be a believer.
No. Please give poor Justin Bieber a chance. He said, I do hope she might... I wonder if she might have been a believer. Which is not necessarily a bad thing to wonder, especially if, as he probably was, you're off your fucking tits on marijuana.
A friend of mine went to Amsterdam and took some magic mushrooms and went to the Anne Frank Museum and thought it was like an interactive thing where it was like, where's Wally? And ended up trying to rip off one of the radiators because he thought he heard someone behind it. But it's not embarrassing because, as I say, it happened to a friend of mine.
Kristen, did you know this one?
I do know, yeah. It's just what Jonathan said. He said Anne Frank would love him. You know, he thinks Anne Frank would have loved him. And I think that's really beautiful. And for people who are like, that's so gross, it's like, what? How do they know what she would have loved? Like, she'd be like a Bright Eyes fan or something?
Yeah, it's a fine and complete answer. Noel and Richard.
Anne Frank stuff.
That was good enough from you. What happened was he visited Anne Frank's house and wrote in the guest book, truly inspiring to be able to come here. Anne was a great girl. Hopefully, she would have been a believer.
That's fine.
It's fine.
Also, come on, he was like 16. If my son, when he was 16, went to Amsterdam and I found that he'd gone to the Anne Frank Museum, I'd be fucking amazed. There's a lot else to do in Amsterdam.
Yeah. It's a good point.
That's the most proud I've been to be British this year. Because, like, last year we had the Olympics, we had the royal wedding, like, national pride was at an all-time high, and I thought we were never going to get that again. And then in February, Justin Bieber came to this island, and within 4 days, we broke the fuck up. We're proud of ourselves. You should be proud of yourself.
And next up, Will Farrell asked you what extraordinary hobby George W. Bush was revealed to have taken up. Anyone get it?
Yep.
He wrote the wrong thing.
No, stalking, and then I put dash, deer, not women. So, because he's a hunter, he likes hunting, so he was stalking deer. It's a practice where you follow deer around.
That's not the answer.
You could not be more wrong.
He paints portraits of himself and of dogs. And he's actually not that bad. And I just wish he would have believed in himself and had enough confidence to become an artist before he got into his presidential phase.
If you'd only really given it a go,
Right.
you know. So same with Hitler to a certain extent.
Yeah.
If you just stuck with the painting.
How much damage could he have done?
You know?
He painted portraits of himself in the bath, didn't he? In the bathroom.
Oh, that's very specific. Let's have a look at some of the paintings. It's all right. It's a pretty good dog. I mean, that's a grown man that was the most powerful man in the world that did that, so well done.
That's pretty fucking cool.
That's all right. I give him.
No, this one's better. This next one. Look at that. Who's that in the mirror? Who's that in the mirror?
Chris Huhn in prison.
OK. Next up, I asked you if you could name one of Godfrey Bloom's gaffes this year. How did you get on?
He called women at one of the sort of breakout meetings at UKIP's party. He referred to women as sluts.
That is one of the things he did. Jonathan?
He's the bongo man as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's the one who talked about sending people out to bongo land, and we put Slutgate because we popularised it in that way.
Okay. Noel, Richard?
He said something that wasn't racist.
And we put Bongo Land in the corner.
I'm presuming the one you have is when he hit somebody with a catalogue. He hit a Channel 4 reporter with a rolled up
brochure.
With a brochure, party brochure. That somebody pointed out there are no black faces on your montage of UKIP supporters. So he thought about it for a second and weighed up the pros and cons of the event. Just hit him. He
hit him over the head and called him a racist. Let's have a look.
Now, Mr. Bloom, what do you make of the front cover of this, the conference brochure with no black faces on it?
After you interviewed. What a racist comment is that? How dare you? That's an appalling thing to say. You're picking people out for the colour of their skin. You disgust me. Get out of my way.
What's appalling about making that point?
You, sir, are a racist.
Why am I racist for saying there aren't any black people?
And you've checked out the colour of people's faces? Disgraceful. Disgraceful.
Now that's good
Great.
TV.
That's TV.
That reminds me so much of my dad when he found out that our local newsagents were stocking The Guardian. You bastards!
He also said British aid shouldn't be sent to Bongo Land.
But you know what? He is right, because if we're sending aid to Bongo Land, that's wrong, because it doesn't fucking exist.
It's where they make umbongo.
Final answer. I asked you what unexpected thing Helen Mirren did whilst dressed up as the Queen. Did you know?
Scaring people in Madame Tussauds. Ooh, that would be so much fun.
In the middle of the show, she's doing whatever the play she's doing in the West End, and there are drummers drumming outside, and she left the show mid-show. I think she was in the middle of one of the acts and said, "I'll be back in a minute," or whatever the voice she was doing. I don't do the Queen's voice. One must go and tell some drummers to fuck off. Went outside and turned old Danny Dyer on them. You fat slaves, get here, fucking drummer, fucking drum you. And then they have to go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Noel, Richard?
Tell drummer to fuck off. Yeah.
Well, it's the right answer. I've got the direct quote, which was, "Shut the fuck up. People have paid fucking £100 for their theatre tickets to a group of drummers outside the theatre."
Yeah,
I think she had
but
a
what
point.
if she'd accidentally stumbled into Stomp?
So it's that part of the show where I introduce a mystery guest. All you have to do is guess who they are and how they made the news this year. Ladies and gentlemen, our mystery guest. OK, so you can only ask questions that you can answer yes or no.
Did you get your tights from Danny Dyer?
No.
Were you in Spice Girls, the musical?
No.
Congratulations.
Yes, well done.
Is your name Amanda Knox? Yes or no?
Did you appear on television?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Did you appear on it unwillingly?
No.
Was the situation blurred?
Yes.
Did you win MasterChef?
No.
Is it a cooking show?
No.
Is it
A performing show?
Yeah.
Are you the lady that operates Bruce Forsyth?
So it's a big show on television, big reality show.
Not that big.
There was a news story off the back of this. It was a huge... So it was a reality show, and there was a news story off the back of it because it was such an extraordinary thing that happened.
Have you been on the Jonathan Ross... Oh, no, it's Big Show, you said.
Another clue would be you were on a show, and I think it is fair to say that you were not invited.
Yes, I know you threw an egg at someone!
Yes.
Write down your answers.
Did
You've got to
you?
write down your answers.
He gave the whole answer to everyone.
You didn't say.
Hey, what was it again?
She threw an egg.
Yes.
OK, let's see what everyone put. Jack, Jonathan, you went with...
We went with threw egg on cowl.
Threw egg on cow.
Richard.
We just went with threw an egg at someone on Britain's Got Talent.
Yara.
I threw an egg like Jack
Like
said.
Jack said.
So tell them who you are.
My name's Natalie Holt, and I threw some eggs at Simon Cowell.
Yeah,
Yeah, what's the backstory to it anyway? I never really got why you did it.
Well, I just thought Simon Cowell's got too much power and influence in the music industry, so I thought it'd be funny to throw an egg at him.
And you, young lady, were correct. It was very funny. Let's have a look at you in action.
The unreachable, the unreachable star. And always dream the impossible dream.
Come on, everyone. Come on.
I got one more question.
Go ahead, Noel.
Will you marry me?
Holy cow.
I'm marrying somebody else, sorry.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Really good aim. You were like 30 feet away from him, and you got him in the head. Didn't you?
I got him twice.
Got him twice.
How did you get backstage and onto the stage without...
Well, I was booked to mime in this backing orchestra with an act that was on the show, and I just thought, well, I could
Have you ever
Hilton with
considered
eggs.
becoming a terrorist?
Natalie Holt, everyone, give her a round of applause. Let's take a quick look and see what that's done to the scores. Jack and Jonathan have 9 points. Noel and Richard have 21 in the lead. Dara and Christian with 22. Right, time for another break. Once again, Natalie, give her a round of applause. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz. This round is all about lifestyle, the fads, fashions, technologies and trends of 2013. Grand Theft Auto 5 was an enormous hit this year. The big moral question is, does playing Grand Theft Auto affect the way one relates to hookers you've kidnapped in the real world? The Share a Coke campaign launched this year. Advertisers discovered people all over the world enjoy having their teeth dissolved by something with their name on it. Right, and for our first question, it's over to Rizzle Kicks.
What's up, Jimmy? Now as pop sensations, it's very important we keep ourselves looking ship shape. These bad boys didn't happen overnight. Where's the beach?
One of the biggest health fads this year was the 5-2 diet, but can your teams explain how it actually works?
So it's the Rizzle Kicks. Can we have another look at the Rizzle Kicks there? One of them looks as if he might be solving a murder.
That'll be Harley.
That's Harley. I love the Rizzle Kicks.
I love Rizzle Kicks.
Gordon and Harley.
Do you really love Rizzle Kicks?
Yes,
yes.
I love
You
Rizzle
go to their gigs?
Yeah.
I have never missed.
You've got their album?
I hate people who are only getting on the Rizzle Kicks bandwagon now. Because I was there when they were just starting off.
OK, next question. Have a look at this clip of a woman sitting down to a bite to eat. Why was this newsworthy? Here she is. She's eating a bit of burger there. Why did that make the news? Why on earth would that be a story? Jonathan, what have you got? What's going on?
Well, last year, Jack had some pizza delivered. Because it's Boxing Day.
Oh, you've got some bread?
Yeah, we thought we'd make some food for us.
Oh,
yeah.
what have you got?
I've got some bread and we've got some turkey.
So last year, I ordered pizza for everyone. A lovely gesture. This year, you brought your old turkey. Oh, thank you, Jonathan. You're so generous.
Wow.
Oh, and yeah, just go ahead with your hands.
Well, no, but we're just...
You can have some mayo if you want.
Jonathan, this is the least appetising thing I've ever seen.
Are we allowed to eat this, Jonathan?
Yes.
Are there any vegetarians here in the audience?
Stop squeezing the sandwich. What is this process?
Don't throw turkey at people.
So Jonathan makes a sandwich, right? Jonathan puts the things between the bread and then squeezes really hard to leave it in place of his own hand.
That's called a post-Christmas sandwich.
We're in the middle of a quiz here. What noise did you just make, Jack?
That was the bottle.
Jimmy, I've also got some presents for people. These are, and I'm re-gifting, these are unwanted gifts. I thought I would bring them in anyway.
Really kind of you.
That I want.
Yeah, unwanted Christmas gift.
I don't know.
Jonathan!
Oh, I haven't seen that. Can I have that?
Yeah, try it.
Trust me, you don't want to watch that.
Always.
Do you know what, Jonathan? Did you actually go out and buy 2 copies just for this?
No, these are the ones you gave me.
That's all the fun over here. I'm going to put some turkey in this.
If we put your jacket on the turkey, it'll look like it's alive.
Yeah, get
I think you should wear the turkey as a hat.
Look, that's the perfect present. It's the Jimmy Carr DVD with turkey in it.
No.
This is unbelievable.
No.
Yeah, what's happened?
No, if Dara were to put on your coat, you would look like the baddie in Despicable Me. I just think it would look amazing. And we're all fans of Despicable Me, yes? Everyone likes Despicable Me. I think you might have to just put... Oh, wow.
That's great. I love that coat. It's like a small scarf on me. Listen, your coat is like a throw for me. We should do... This is just a much better way to do television shows.
OK.
Jimmy, why don't we carry on like this?
All right, well, let's carry on like this. Kristen,
Am I getting yelled at right now?
Let's carry on.
Are you serious?
I love the fact that Jonathan brought out the turkey as a bit of a gag and now has eaten half a sandwich.
Really good turkey.
Now we just look like two people who met at a festival. And are badly coming down off of drugs.
Don't keep it all right here. Let's quiz. Let's quiz.
OK, let's quiz.
Come on.
Let's quiz everyone.
I'm ready to quiz.
OK, time for another guest question. This time it's over to astronaut Chris Hadfield.
Hey, lovely Chris.
Hi, Jimmy. Chris Hadfield here. This year, I spent 5 months on the International Space Station. I had the chance to photograph and tweet some incredible images of our Earth. But what did I do just before I came home from space that has since been viewed over 19 million times on YouTube?
OK, so Chris wants to know what he did in space that attracted 19 million hits on YouTube.
Carry on with the quiz. I feel so empowered.
Just if you could just write down.
I feel like Henry VIII.
Right.
No! Next question!
You just hit Keith Richards in the face.
I feel like I've had a really weird one-night stand at Glastonbury and I don't know when's the time to... I gotta get back to my tent.
I would give you my number, but my phone's run out of battery, so let's maybe just call it quits.
Dara, I get yourself checked. Seriously.
OK, so one of my favourite actors is asking the next question. It's Paul Rudd, everyone.
All your favourite actors.
God, you're such a crawler.
Hi, Jimmy. Now, obviously, I'm a major news hound, and I don't miss a single scoop. One story in particular caught my eye this year. In November, 23-year-old Evan Spiegel reportedly turned down an offer of $3 billion from Facebook. Can your teams tell me why?
Final question on this
round. Does anyone mind if I just have a sleep?
Just curl up.
Do you want me to spoon you?
I'll just OK, night.
Do you want to
wake me up in 4 fucking hours when this is over?
Good night, sweet prince.
Here's a pillow for you. OK, you don't need me for the rest of this, do you?
No, you'll be. I'll have a little nap, but over there.
Right,
OK.
come on.
Time for a Say What You See question. I'm going to show you a series of pictures that spell out a phrase. For example, this spells Noel Field Ding.
Yeah, good.
Let's liven your desk up a bit. Because again, you've come as colours at Wimbledon, you freak.
It does look like you're standing on a giant tennis ball.
Yeah. It's a really tough man. At one point, a ball came and I had to hit it back really tough.
OK, so final question. Say what you see. So all you've got to do is say what you see here. Say what you see.
Say what you see, say what you see, OK.
Well,
Here it is.
Let's do it. Ah.
It's a technology story, if that's a clue.
What? That doesn't even make sense.
Boom! We've got it.
Wow.
Oh, all right.
For once. Good.
Right, I'm throwing turkey.
No, don't throw turkey. No throwing turkey.
Hey, if that starts, we've all got a lot of turkey to sell.
I think, well, if there's an arms race, I think Jonathan's very much in the lead there. OK, some answers. First up, Rizzle Kicks asked you how the 5-2 diet works. Did anyone know?
5 meals, 2 fingers.
That is incorrect, but that also works, but don't try it. Noel, Richard.
2 days, no eating. 5 days, eat. Tarzan wrote that.
I thought it was for every 5 glasses of alcohol, it's 2 glasses of water.
That is a great diet. You can get 2 for that one. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 days normal eating, and for 2 days you eat like 500, 600 calories.
That is the right answer. OK, so Noel and Richard, you get a point. Dara and Christian, you get a point. Marvellous. OK, next question. We saw a woman sitting down to have a bite to eat. What was going on here? Why was this newsworthy?
Now,
Well, she's smelling for horse meat.
See, this is the point at which I've clearly walked away from the desk. Right? Smelling for horse meat, we seem to have written at this point.
I know what it is. I just put a squiggle because I panicked, but it's a woman who was trying meat and it's been made by robots.
Oh, it was genetically mutated.
Yes, it's genetically modified meat. It's not actually from an animal.
It was meat grown in the air.
Noel, what have you written?
Genetically modified burger.
Yeah, she was eating the world's first lab burger. The burger costing a staggering £250,000 to make.
Lamb?
Not lamb.
Lab. Because I've had several lamb burgers and they are delicious. Especially if you have them with tzatziki. I can give you the ingredients and I'll get an extra point for it.
OK, next up, Chris Hadfield asked you what he did in space that got 19 million hits on YouTube. Did you know?
I put 2 astronauts, 1 cup. If you thought the one on Earth was messy...
He's coming on Stargazing in about a week's time. I'm really looking forward to meeting him, and I don't want him to see that what we wrote was...
Cake farts.
Cake farts.
A big hit. Cake farts is when, preferably a woman will fart on a cake, and up close you can just see the icing vibrating. And it's beautiful. It's like watching sound, like visually. It's a big trend. So cake farts in space, boy. Just like 2 cups.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Noel, Richard?
I was over there being disrobed.
Richard, what did you get?
I put Gangnam Style, I was upset. Noel had left.
He performed a version of David Bowie's Space Oddity. Let's have a look.
This is Major Tom to ground control. I've left forevermore. And I'm floating in a most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today.
OK, next up, Paul Rudd asked you why 23-year-old Evan Spiegel turned down an offer of $3 billion from Facebook in November. Did you know why?
We didn't even hear that question. Was that when they were making love on the floor in front of us?
Yeah. Yes.
We got distracted. That was Snapchat. I don't know. Did he turn the money down?
Yes, he turned down $3 billion.
That's crazy talk.
Christian, Dara, what did you get for this?
We apparently got...
They mistook him for a starving country.
So you thought they were...
$3 billion. It's like, oh, no, I'm not a country that needs to feed all these people.
I'm just some guy with an app. So why would you give me $3 billion?
I'll turn that money away so you can put it to good.
What a lovely sentiment this time of year. What a beautiful thing to say.
OK, Noel, Richard?
What have you put? I can't even... Oh, we got this. No, we didn't.
No. I put he was owed more and he was haggling, kind of.
So vague.
No, he was the guy that came up with Snapchat, and he turned down $3 billion.
Jimmy, get on with the show.
All right. Put the knife down, eh? It's a lot of fun, I know. Who gave him a knife? OK.
Who are you, Crocodile Dundee?
I asked you to say what you saw. How did you get on?
The Canon Ted Flemfist. The Canon, which is a very popular name in somewhere. Flame Fist.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything.
We nailed this.
Noel, Richard?
3D printed firearm.
Let fat to rain.
Oh, 3D!
Yeah.
Dara, Christian?
Say 3D printed firearm.
Well, you got it. It's the 3D printed firearm. It was the Liberator gun, which you could use a 3D printer to make. It was released this year.
The Canon Ted Flemfist. That's the guy that did it. The guy that made the 3D printer was called the Canon Ted Flemfist. He was from Jamaica, and his name was the Canon.
Now you've had a drink, you're getting a little bit wasted.
OK, let's get some scores. Jack and Jonathan have 9. They're lucky to even have that. And, well, neck and neck here. Noel and Richard and Dara and Christian have both got 24 points. Neck and neck. See you after the break for the final part of the Big Fat Quiz. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. This round is all about the talking points and scandals that shook the year. €1 billion worth of art stolen by the Nazis was recovered. The Nazis originally seized the art between 1939 and 1945, during what art historians call Hitler's angry period. Boris Johnson was revealed to have a love child this year. Boris has had a string of affairs with women, or as they've become known, Boris bites. Everyone was worried about the false widow spider this year. Of course, the worst thing about being bitten by a poisonous spider is that you're probably Australian. OK, let's have some scandal questions. Our first question comes from a performance artist, Muppet and self-described weirdo, the Great Gonzo.
Yay! Hi, Jimmy. It's Gonzo here, one of the stars of our new movie, Muppets Most Wanted. And you know, as a world-class bog snorkeler and performance artist, I've been in some pretty locations, including this place here. But none are stranger than the streets of Kingston-upon-Thames. Can you tell me what unusual object was found by Thames water staff in a sewer under those very streets?
The Great Gonzo wants to know what was discovered lurking in the sewers under Kingston in West London in August this year.
Ooh.
OK, this year, embattled Mayor of Toronto, Rob Ford, faced a series of controversies, most notably being filmed smoking crack cocaine. But how did he defend himself when accused of making sexual advances to a colleague? Jack and Jonathan, what are you sitting at the back, giggling?
We're going to smoke a cigarette later.
OK, next up, it's over to Strictly superstar Sophie Ellis-Bextor.
Hello, Jimmy. Well, I wore some fabulous outfits when I was on Strictly, but I wasn't the only one dressing up. In September, a mysterious costumed figure got over 196,000 likes on Facebook, which sparked a tabloid frenzy to try and unmask him. Can you remember who it is?
So, Sophie wants to know what mysterious figure everyone wanted to unmask this year.
What serious figure everyone wanted to unmask?
What mysterious figure everyone wanted to unmask?
Mysterious figure.
There's a mysterious figure wearing a...
Everyone.
Who wears a mask? Maybe it's the person from The Cube.
Is it John Merrick?
It's not John Merrick, no.
OK.
John McCririck?
It was not John McCririck or John Merrick. Next question. In what unusual location did a £14,000 rose garden appear this year?
Is it like a really posh accident black spot?
So, Rose garden, where have you seen roses this year that you thought that's remarkable?
Oh, we've got it. We've got it,
OK.
mate. Move on, sister.
Have you guys got this?
I have no idea. But I'm thinking, oh, that's a peculiar place for roses.
Finally, over to the one, the only, Harry Hill.
Hi, Jimmy. I've been supplied a question that I'm asking you as if it's one that I've come up with. Listen, in August this year, photos taken at a zoo in China's Henan province became an internet sensation. But can your teams tell me why? Why, Jimmy?
Harry Hill there. He's been enjoying Christmas, hasn't he? OK, let's get some answers. The Great Gonzo asked you what was discovered lurking in the sewers under Kingston, West London in August. Anyone get this?
Yes.
Danny Dyer's legging stash.
That is not the correct answer. What did you get?
There's a giant ball of fat.
What did you get, Noel, Richard?
Wet wipes and a wad of fat the size of Canada.
Of a galleon, not Canada. A galleon.
Well, you're absolutely right. It was the Fatberg, a bus-sized lump of congealed lard and wet wipes found floating in the sewer.
Where is it now?
Doing the night route down to Trafalgar Square.
I asked you how Toronto Mayor Rob Ford defended himself when accused of making sexual advances to a colleague. Did anyone know?
We said he's got pussy on tap.
That's sort of the right idea. Noel, Richard?
Put blurred lines, she didn't know that she wanted intercourse.
Kristen?
They were like, you said that you would, can I say this, eat her pussy? And he was like, never. I got all the pussy I can eat at home. Like, I am full.
That is 100% correct. Let's have a look at him defending himself.
Oh, and the last thing was Olivia Gondak. It says that I wanted to eat her pussy. Olivia Gondak. I've never said that in my life to her. I would never do that. I'm happily married. I've got more than enough to eat at home. Thank you very much.
More than enough.
That pussy is just relentless.
OK. Sophie Ellis-Bextor asked you which mysterious figure everyone wanted to unmask this year.
Jagging Man.
OK, what did you go for, Noel, Richard?
He put Kojak, who doesn't even wear a mask.
That's why it's so difficult to unmask him.
Always thinking.
Bravo.
Kristen, did you get this?
We said the Northampton Clown.
And that is the right answer.
Yeah.
Basically, they set up a webpage called Spot Northampton's Clown, and then they post clues as to where he would be.
Oh, Jesus, what in a river with a necklace made out of children's shoes.
OK, next answer. I asked you where a £14,000 rose garden appeared this year. Did you know?
Yes.
Yep.
Go on.
Danny Dyer's leggings.
That is not the case. Dara? Kristen?
I guess the tube, because what a happy thing for the tube. That would really liven it up.
Be lovely.
Noel, Richard, did you get this?
I put David Cameron's back. Oh. Then
it was so close.
Gaga's head.
It's actually Cheryl Cole's backside.
Yes.
Oh, fuck! Yeah, of course!
Yeah, but how do we know that Cheryl Cole's backside has not been in Danny Dyer's leggings?
Can you imagine on a hot day in the summer the problem he has with green fly?
The roses look like they've been burnt.
They do look like burnt roses. They're very dark, aren't they?
Maybe she was trying to blowtorch the aphids off.
We're really getting a long view of her butt.
And finally, Harry Hill asked you how photos of a zoo in Henan province in China ended up going viral. Did you know?
Yes. Were they building boxes for pandas to have sex in?
To be filmed by Channel 4.
Pandas in boxes having sex is not the right answer. Oh, Kristen?
You go ahead, Dad.
Yeah, they replaced the animals, or they didn't have animals, so they put dogs into the cage instead, pretending to be
lions.
Lions
But they
and
look.
whatnot.
The dogs had a nice mane.
Yeah.
So you could be like, as a young child, you could be like in awe, and have a nice trip at the zoo.
Okay, Noel, Richard, what did you get?
Oh, we got a dog disguised as lion.
OK, let's take a look. So this is the lion in the Henan Zoo in China.
It looks more like a bear.
That is there. Let's have a look at it next to a real lion, just so you can see, just in case you forgot what a lion looks like. Oh, Jack, I think I've got a joke for you. I don't know what kind of a dog that is, but I think it might be a Shih Tzu. Shih Tzu. OK, let's check in on scores. OK. Jack and Jonathan have 10 points.
You goose.
OK. Noel and Richard have 26. Kristen and Darren have 28, just in the lead. OK. There are a total of 8 points on offer here.
OK.
So we're fucked anyway.
There is no chance in hell you can come back. For pride.
There's 18 points for this final question.
OK, we're looking for three things. The biggest selling single of 2013, the most watched TV event of 2013, and the biggest selling game of 2013. And all you've got to do is get all three right, and you get an extra bonus 2 points. 2 points.
Is it? Yeah.
So it's the biggest selling single of 2013, according to the official chart company. The most watched TV event of 2013, the biggest selling game of 2013. OK. So 2 points for each and a bonus 2 points if you get all three of them. It's really between Kristen and Dara and Noel and Richard here.
We're having a fight.
Are you having a domestic
dispute?
Yeah.
So one more answer from you and then we're there. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final question.
Don't worry.
OK, let's see what everyone got. Let's go to Jack and Jonathan
Everybody
first.
get up.
You got...
Okay, biggest selling single, Blurred Line.
Blurred Line.
Might have the name wrong of the next one. Dara does some maths.
That math.
That
show, big, huge.
Which was my favourite maths show.
And I disagreed with him on the last one, but he argued me down.
The best game, Boggle.
Every year, it is a good game.
It is
a great
classic game.
OK. Dara, you've got...
Dangerously, we've gone for Get Lucky by Daft Punk as the biggest thing. She disagrees.
Yep.
What do you think it is, Kristen?
Blurred lines.
You think Blurred Lines?
Yeah, it wasn't.
Like,
but there's a picture of
Dora,
Daft.
Dora.
That's what I did. I went raw, raw, raw. Raw, 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 raw. Give me pen, I write. Anyway, I'll leave you up.
You went for biggest...
I went for Britain's Got Talent final.
OK.
And we went for Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
OK, and Noel, Richard?
Blurred Lines.
Blurred Lines.
Prince George.
Prince George, the TV event.
Yeah.
Me neither. OK.
Yeah.
And...
That bit with the reporter, that bit, that's the biggest.
Sure.
Grand
okay, and
Theft
then...
Auto 5.
Okay. Well, I can tell you definitively, the biggest selling single of the year was Blurred Lines.
Hola.
That's right, let's say. Honey.
Daft Punk were in second place. The biggest TV event of the year was, of course, Wimbledon, the final.
Maybe for viewing figures, but not for mine.
Okay, and the biggest selling game was Grand Theft Auto 5.
Boggle.
So let's have a look and see what that's done to the final scores. Jack and Jonathan have got 12 points. We have joint winners, Dara and Kristen, and Noel and Richard have both got 30 points.
That's great.
You have to share the trophy. The first time in a big fat quiz. You have to share this. Joint winners. A big thank you to our amazing panel, all our special guests. And thank you for watching. I'm Jimmy Carr. This has been the Big Fat Quiz 2013. Good night.